Igbo nwere oge na-enwe ekwe nwe ikoro ifukwube na n'Igbo iko na-ada didigo 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 iko na-ada ko ifukwu mere ụbọchị afọ ukwu chienwele bibie ji Igbo n'anya onye nọ na na-adagbugo onye nọ n'enu enu akaghị aka na akaghị aka ikuku eburugo n'ike fọlọ ji n'ike ejula agba mme na akaghị aka oke osisi chọrọ udeleche egbe adago imbe ebe akwa ka nwata orimiri agba dike n'anya okokoko atụrụ ekola agụ nwa tututututu ekwo nwa sa anya
akpata oyi ji
Bill, chukwu emego dị mego ojukwu ezi Igbo gburugburu ike dị ọra mma odozi obodo ojukwu anabago anya ndị Igbo ji afụ ụzọ ọnụnụ ube nwanne bụ dazọba nwanne ọtabili onye nwanne ataka na agbụọ ike a na-akpọ ogwu n'anya onyele mmadụ otu ukwu ikelebe ikolo na-akpọ gị ọ bụ n'ụlọ ka ọ bụ n'ọnwụ amụma na-egwu igwe dịka na-agbalị izu mgbe ketegete oyi na-atụ mba gburugburu otu ukwu ikolo na-akpọ gị tụnie ọ dị megbo ndị Igbo otu ukwu egbe nduru egbe ọnụ na-abụ otu ukwu ikekwala ụkwara egwu jide ndị ilo ya onye daa ọdagide nwanne ya onye si na ya nụrụ mgbogbo ogolo ya manọkọla onye ogolo ga-eme ya ife ọnwụ dị mego otu ukwu kedu etu ọ dịghị n'arụ ọ tụkpọrọ gị ụjọ dị na-emego dị megbu otu ukwu Uda suru na mba nụ ya na mba obiri dike aka na na ọchụbara dike ọfịa amụdịgbu nyiri enyi mma na adị mbuli ọchụbala enyi zọgbu agụ n'ụkwụ ọgbọgụ nwanne akwa mmiri aka na dị mma na ọnwụ bọlụfọlụ bụ onye igwe bụ ike ụmụ Igbo onye agha na nwanne ya okwu ejiri mara Ojukwu kwada unu makwa na onye ọkụnyụlụ n'aka ya bụ onye afụnyụlụ ya ụmụ Igbo anyị ọ ga-afụnye okonye agha na nwanne ya igwe biko Ojukwu zaanụ nyaza ugboro na-abụ ka ekwe na-akpọ dike n'ụwa ọ kpọọ ya na ndụ ma kpọọ ya n'ọnwụ ọnwụ dike gwuru n'elu ụwa bụ ndị n'ọchị ndị na-akwa a na-egbu dike n'ọgụ ụlọ ụbọchị ọgụ ama achọba dike mana ọṅụ adịrọ na-akpọ ọdịmegwu Ojukwu maka na ọrụ na Igbo fụrụ ya n'anya a sị na onye amụma dị enwukwu n'obodo amụrụ ya mana ọ bụrụ maka emeka ọdịmegwu Ojukwu onye ike dị mma ọgụ dị mma ọlụ ọbụ isi kpụrụ ọra niile ọgaranya na-ejela ogbenye ozi Ojukwu na-agba ọgụ nwanne ma gbaruo ya n'isi kama osi nwanne lie ka ya bụrụ ọnụ asị na ụbọchị amụrụ dike na mba ka amụrụ ibe ya mana dike na abụ amụrụ n'obodo n'ofu ya karịrị ibe ya maka na isi na-abụrụ ọnụ na mmadụ na-aka ibe ya Ojukwu siri ka ụmụ Igbo da nwa ọnwụ erughị elu ka ya nwụchitela ụmụ Igbo ọnwụ maka na mmegbu na-emegbu ụmụ Igbo na-atanya kilikili n'obi ole ịfụnanya karịrị ka Igbo ndị mma n'eziokwu azịna na-abịa ụwa ọzọ ụwa ma ọzọ ụwa ma asaa aga m abụkwa onye Igbo ma bụrụ nwanne Emeka ọdịmegwu Ojukwu ma n'ọnwụ ma na ndụ biko gbabara ya ogu n'ọra mmụọ maka na anyị bụ ndị dị ndụ na-ekwupụrụ gị ọnụ gị Ojukwu ka emesịa onye o mere nya n'ibe iyo mbịa nke Ojukwu aza mma nwaanyị ga-ebezina ngwụrụ ọdịmegwu Ojukwu ndidi bụ ọgwụ ụwa jenara Emeka ọdịmegwu Ojukwu anaba ọ bụrụ ife ọnwụ na-eri ego n'ụwa ụmụ nwanyị ebute ego ọ bụrụ ife ọgụ na mgba na Ojukwu ga-ejide ọnwụ n'aka
Hello, Biafrans, good evening. Fellow Biafrans, good evening. Welcome to the program. My name is Mazi Patrick DK. It's my pleasure to have you this evening. While we wait for Mazi Solomon to come on board, we'll be having a special guest with us this evening. Is Adekola Ademola, who will be joining us in a moment. And it's my pleasure to welcome each and every one of us. I urge you to please share this program because today's program is going to be wonderful. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be eye-opening. And our brother Adekola Ademola will also be using the opportunity to talk about so many issues as it affects the Oduduwa Republic, and also throw more light on the events that are happening today in the Oduduwa land. So I want you to help share this program, make it go around, invite your friends. I will be back in a moment.
Yeah, Agabi. Yo. You gonna head into the future. That's where I belong. I'm heading out. That's where I belong. Don't let no one pull you down, cause they don't laugh at you. Don't let no one laugh at you. When things get better, they begin a verse for you. Yeah. When you go through hard time, they laugh at you. You gotta learn to leave behind because they don't belong to you. That's true. That's true. That's how it is. You cannot say you're my friend when your friend when you stab me behind. That's how it is. I got.
Hello, Mr. Adekola. Good evening and welcome back. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Patrick. Thank you for having me. So happy to be with you.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to have you in this wonderful episode. And in fact, it's a surprise. I know that a lot of people will be looking and say, "Who is this, our brother?" First time seeing your face on our program. Welcome. Can you please introduce yourself to Biafrans all over the world?
Thank you very much, Patrick. I want to extend my profound greetings to all Biafrans and all Odua, wherever you may be. I like introducing myself as a friend of the youth. I am the unrepentant defender of the youth since 2014. And what prompted my supporting the youth is predicated on the fact that for about 90% of my life, I have been a teacher and a lecturer. I was a classroom teacher. Some of my students will be watching me for a very long time before I became a private teacher and a private lecturer. And I know what education impacts on people. And I have been on several platforms, but I found this platform very, very attractive. I have about 3 platforms myself, and I will urge all youth to try and visit that platform on Facebook. I have a calling on youth because I've been calling on youth since 2014. I am also on the Youth Arise, and I have a University of Life for Youth. All of them are on Facebook. And I wouldn't say that I am into this for any gain, other than the fact that I have passion for the youth. My major problem is what has become of the youth of today and the action and inaction of the elders that have led the youth on this path. In 2014, I thought to myself, why were we labeling our youth fraudsters, Yahoo boys, ritualists, armed robbers? And something told me that this labeling was initiated by elders who have held position and those who are holding position right now who do not want to leave the stage for the youth. So what they did was to try to give dog a bad name in order to hang the dog. They were so vociferous in labeling the youth as lazy. Youth that you sent to school came out with university degrees and were looking for where to display their skill, which were not available. You are asking them, you are telling them that they are lazy. People came out of universities only to go back to the primary level to begin to learn how to do here, learn carpentry, learn vulcanizing, something they would have learned within 2 years. In fact, if some of them did not go to school and started learning carpentry back after they finish their secondary schools, what kind of chair wouldn't they have been able to manufacture now? Unfortunately, after going through the university, you now start them to, you tell them to go and go back again and begin to learn skills that they ought to have learned ever before going to university. So I really empathize with the youth. And once again, anytime I find myself in this kind of forum, I always apologize on behalf of my own generation for the kind of hardship that we have visited on our youth. No further praise. Look, it is a common prayer that we do not want our youth to pass through the kind of hardship, or our children to pass through the kind of hardship that we went through. We want a better life for them. But look at what is happening now. We went through a better. I remember when I was a youth, all the privileges and everything that I enjoyed as a youth are no longer available. Go to school is a problem. To get a job is a problem. There is nothing that is easy for the youth now. So when I came across this platform, I thought it was a platform where I will make my contribution. You see, you guys are in the I would say that you guys are actually handling your problems the way it should be handled. But there are some areas where I will need to chip in some advice. Now, um, what I want to really advise for platforms like that of like the one on which I'm talking about now, I'm talking on Patrick and the likes of Patrick's all over the platform. I would want you to focus on the problems that you have inherited from our own generation and face it squarely. I don't want you to start looking back at history. You see, when you look back at history, it has a way of slowing you down, and it brings forward unnecessary controversies. I am fully sure that in their graves, all the participants, right from the First Republic, like Nnamdi Azikiwe, like Chief Obafemi Awolowo, like Okpara, like all those who participated, you see, they were not faced with the same condition that you are facing now. At least during their own period, there was nothing like FULANI S-men. So the only thing, there were acts of commission that they committed, but some of the maybe act of omission and commission they committed were predicated on the kind of situation around which they lived. I mean, I'm very sure that if we have the opportunity to talk to somebody like Nadi Azikiwe now or Shifobafemi Awolowo, they would be able to defend themselves that they never envisaged that we will have the present type of leadership and politician that we have. I want to be very honest with you. Your major problem is the politician. Your major problem are the people you did not vote for. In fact, that is why they are behaving the way they are. They know themselves that they were not voted for. You didn't vote for them. They have a way of stuffing the ballot box and saying that I won, I did this, I did that, and people will just sit back. Now, what I want you to insist on is the separation of this entity. There is no other way around, not even restructuring. In the process of restructuring, look at what they have done. They have divided the various ethnic groups into, they cut off some part of Igbos, put them in Benue. They say they have 36 states or whatever. So balkanizing the state, balkanizing the region is not going to solve the problem. We know ourselves. The Igbo knows themselves and they know their boundary. They know where their people are. Odua know themselves. They know where their people are. Let us go back. It's not a question of going back to the former region. It is now going back based on identification of where your people are. After all, what is a nation?
Yes. Yeah, Mr. Adekola, there is something you talked about history, looking back at history.
That's right.
Yes. Don't you think that where we are today as the new generation is as a result of our past history and present situation put together?
Yes, I do agree with you that it is a result of our past history. But if you notice what I said, I am saying that the situation that was obtainable when those leaders were around is not the same. You see, we need to be fair on them. They might have made some mistakes. Okay, there are mistakes that are deliberate. There are, born out of greed or whatever. That was not their own case. They made genuine mistakes because they never envisaged what kind of monster they were dealing with. I mean, are you telling me that if the Right Honorable Nandi Azikiwe knew that these Fulanis will later become the monster that we have now, he would have thrown his weight behind them? It is not possible. So, you see, and the reason I'm asking you to dwell less on past history is that it has a kind of a negative effect on distraction from the main goal. The main goal. This is an enlightenment platform. The main goal, and I'm very happy with the way you are enlightening people. Occasionally, you refer to the mistake they have made so that you don't make that same mistake. Now, the present generation of youth are very, very proactive. They are very proactive. I mean, I love them so much, and that is why I've been advocating. Look, I mean, any discussion in Nigeria today on how to continue to live separately, I mean, must definitely involve youths like you. I am look the kind of leadership, exemplary leadership that has been provided by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I so much appreciate it. Right from 20, in fact, we started about the same time. I was one who pioneered this idea that the youth will have to fight back. All this labeling, and I was calling on parents. I was tickling their mind that listen, these these youths that have been labeled, that have been abused and insulted, that they are lazy and everything. The people that are doing it, they have a hidden purpose. Parents should try to defend their youth. You are not a parent to arm robber. You sent your child to school, and the child went to school obediently, came out, and then it came to a point that you now have to start looking for a job for your child. I mean, these are youths. These are bundle of energy. I have never seen a country that fight against its youth and survive. The largest in the population, the engine room of economic development in the nation. So, and then when you begin, you see, look, some of the policies that were made, I thank God Almighty for the turn of events. Some of the policies, look, the physical assault by the Fulanis is what we are seeing. Look, the hidden assault on youth, especially Southern youth, most of the policies of this government in Nigeria is lopsided, and it is a kind of done. They are fashioned to scare educated and enlightened youth away from the country, and they achieved it. Unfortunately for them, the opposition is now coming from the people that they sent away from the country. And you will see they have also sat down now, and they have begun a kind of fabricating some hostile policies against those in diaspora, because they now saw that the money they took away from those that are local, the diaspora have it, and they are using that money to help their kids and kids. They thought that having escaped from the country, you guys will not think back. You will not remember those you left behind. But to God be the glory, you do remember your colleagues, and you believe that they should not be living that way. They should be living in comfort the way you are here. There are so many. Look, politicians in Nigeria are they are the most dangerous specimen that I have ever met. For every action you take, they go into the corners of their room, in the darkness of their room, and begin to look for a way to turn the table around. They were the people who started the narrative when diasporians were encouraging their colleagues at home to fight for themselves. They went and then came out with, okay, why don't you come home? Why don't you come home and do it? They are super divisionists. They know how to divide the people. But I'm very happy that you people kept your head, you kept your cool, and you keep on hammering them. You must not stop. You must not stop. As a matter of fact, some of the policies that are hostile to you, you protest it immediately. Like one of the policies that I got to hear about, that those of you that are in diaspora, you start paying tax to Nigerian government. That is absolutely impossible. And where they want to enforce it by saying that if you go to the embassy, unless you show that any embassy that tries that with you, burn that embassy down straight away. Let the people that are hosting the embassy know that this embassy is not representing us. After all, if you look into the embassy and you count the number of staff that are there, FULANI full everywhere. Go to the federal ministry, they are there. You can. So, I mean, God has opened the eyes of, and I've been saying it from generation to generation, that look, what we are condoning, what those of us that are in the elderly generation are condoning, these youths are not going to condone it. I am look, I pray that you are able to achieve your aim, because what you are doing is going to pay them in the long run. If they block you and they don't allow you to resolve this issue once and for all, the generation that are coming behind you are much more hostile. I teach them, I listen to them. They are much more hostile. In fact, the form in which they are going to come, it will be much more ferocious than what they are seeing now. You are still talking, you are still dialoguing with them, you are still listening to them, you are still hearing them talk. Those generation will not listen to anybody. They are not going to allow anybody to talk. They will just take action. So I am joining
Yes.
you very happily tonight
Mr.
because
Adekola, we're going to spend, yes, Mr. Adekola, yes, Mr. Adekola, we are going to spend some time talking. So I would like us to want to allow our brother Solomon Peter to introduce himself. But before Solomon comes in, I want to inform you that we would also be touching the aspect of Sunday Igbo
that's right.
and get some clarifications from you. Yes, we'll be getting some clarification. But in the course of this program, we are going to play some clips that is going to guide us in the discussion that we are going to hold this evening. So, Mazi Solomon, I would like you to unmute yourself and welcome to the program, please.
Yeah, good morning from my end, Mazipat, and good morning to Biafrans all over the world. And today we have Oduduwa's son in our platform. So on his behalf and the behalves of all the Oduduwas, good morning from my end here. And I also bring greeting to all the lovers of freedom and the lovers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the haters of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I know all of you listening to us all the time, so I bring greeting to you at my end here is good morning. Your own time might be different from mine, but whatever the time says on your end, I bring greeting to you. My name is Solomon Peter. Mazipa, thank you for making me part of this discussion this morning. I so much appreciate even the sacrifice you are putting in to be awake up to this hour of the night. And also greeting to our brother, the Oduduwa son in this very program. I bring greeting to all of you. Thank you, Mazipat. As the program will proceed, I will come in.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mr. Adekola, thank you very much for being there. You know, when we talk about history, what have brought us where we are is as a result of history. And how we handle the past history will determine how far we can go or how we can progress. We've seen people handle history in a very negative way. We've also seen people learn from history and use it to create a better future, for themselves. And that had always been the motive. But unfortunately, history was denied us even while we were in school. Nigeria, understanding that they have a very bitter, bad history, a very negative one, they intentionally denied the youth the possibility of knowing their history, and that have contributed to the problem that we have today. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense to you, Mr. Nicola.
Yes, it does. It does make a lot of sense. But the angle from which I am looking at it is what is making me to say you should dwell. I'm not saying that you should not dwell on history at all. I'm asking you to dwell less on history. Because, you see, this hidden secret is what they will use in dividing you. Now, if you revisit history, there are so many um, divisions within our leaders. Let me give you an example. Do you know that this inability, our inability to peacefully leave this contraption, was blamed on our Right Honorable Nnamdi Azikiwe? Do you know that? I have documents that I will forward to you, Patrick.
That's true. You're right.
Yes,
You are right.
Obafemi Awolowo, who was our own leader, wanted a secession clause to be inserted, but the nationalistic blood flowing through the veins of our Right Honorable did not allow him to envisage a situation in which we have found ourselves now. And so he argued, and for almost 3 days, they were on this argument. So Right Honorable Nnamdi Azikiwe had his way, because he was quickly supported by some other white people that were there. And that was how the non-secessionist clause was included in our. Now, if you look back to that, you will, the tendency for you is to begin to curse him. But listen, I am saying that it was not his intention. He never envisaged a situation we have today. He never envisaged that one of the ethnic groups or the tribal group will now take over the entire supervision of the contraption, to the extent of now marginalizing and terrorizing the other one. Are you telling me that if Right Honorable Nnamdi Azikiwe was alive today, he would still vote for non-secessionists? Something in our no. So that is why I say, look, it is
exactly.
It could be a distraction.
You see, that is what I'm saying. You know, why am I dwelling a little bit on history? Why am I dwelling a little bit on history with you on this program? Because a picture I'm trying to paint is a picture of how we can learn from our past history.
That's right.
Take advantage of the mistakes of the past, correct them, and make a better future.
That's right.
You know, not dwelling negatively, because I believe that whatever we have learned in Nigeria over the years, over the past 100 years, will help each and everyone to build a better nation for themselves. If eventually we find ourselves,
which when eventually, say when eventually,
yes. So
because we are going.
Beautiful. I love that. So why I'm using the if is to also see your response in that direction. If you still have the faith that Oduduwa is going to be free, but you know, there is something I used to tell our people, that had we won the Civil War, maybe we would have taken that victory for granted between 1967 to 70. Now, if we have won that war easily, successfully, maybe we wouldn't have valued our freedom much. But having gone through the experience, it will help us to appreciate in the future, when we finally have the Biafra and the Oduduwa Republic, you know, taking in cognizance the mistakes that we made in Nigeria. You know, so these are the things I'm talking about when it comes to history, that we can also look at the mistakes of the likes of Nnamdi Azikiwe and use that as a good purpose of correcting, making sure that such a thing does not happen again, and also use that to build a better future for ourselves. You know, if we haven't had the experience with the Fulanis that we have today, or we've had in the past, we wouldn't have even had a taste of what it means to have a Fulani around you. So these are the things we're talking about. So I believe that whatever happens, we should be able to look at it from a more positive perspective and take advantage of it. I'd like to get Mazi Solomon in to add his voice. Mazi Solomon, have you been following our discussion when it comes to the issue of history?
Yes, Mazipat. I've been in tune with these programs. I've had what you guys has been discussing as to regards to history. History is very, very important, because if you don't know where you are coming from, you might not know where you are going. It's very, very important that we all today, even in this studio, we are the product of history. It is the history that our parents made that is us today. The day that your parents meet, your father meet your mother and approached her, and eventually a relationship began. And from that relationship, that's what gave birth to you. So we know that every present is a product of the past. And the present also is going to be the product of the future. Because there is no place called past and there is no place called future. All in one is called now. Whatever you are doing now is what you are going to see as a future. And whatever you are doing now is what you are going to see as a past. Two of them has connection. So if we talk of the past and they talk of the future, it's all about the present. Fulani are killing us. That is the present. And their killing does not start today. That is the history. Their killing does not start today. They did not just wake up one morning, and they become a murderers, and they become a conquest generation. They did not just wake up. It has been in the past and is playing in the present, showing you that future has nothing than killing of our people, because that is what is happening now. And what is happening now is what going to give birth to the future that you are expecting, that we are going to die more if we fail to address the issue today, if we fail to do nothing today, if we fail to march today, if we fail to organize today, if we fail to meet Fulanis face to face today, then that is the future that we are going to see. The more killing, more macheting, more raping, and more conquests. Is that what we are going to see? I tell people that my father has passed away, my mom has passed away. Then both of them, I am a representative capacity of them today, because I am the product of that union. I am the product of that union. The gene of my father runs in me. The blood of my father runs in me. Anybody who could say of where my father is young should look at me, because I almost 99% of what runs in me is what runs in my mother, is what runs in my father, except if they are not my parents. But as long as they are my parents, I am their present today, and I am their future. So the life I'm living today is their future, and the life they have living is my present. So we should understand, when we talked about these Fulanis, we did not come to paint word. They have made themselves the most dangerous number 4, the most dangerous in the entire global world, and nothing will change about it. What we should be discussing here today is this: how are we going to defend our people? How are we going to make sure that our people do not die more? How do we prevail this killing and this murderous Fulanis? How do we prevent their how do we prevent their advancement? That's what we should be discussing. Now, when you check in the history, how did they conquer Hausa people? They conquer Hausa people by coming in their midst, mobilize their own people, mobilize Hausa people. For the matter of fact, check the history of the Hausas. In the history of the entire Africa, Hausas has been the most populated indigenous African people. The most, almost the most language that have been spoken in more than 100 to 150 places in Africa, the most largest populated indigenous people. They are the Hausas. But the Hausas of Nigeria has already been conquered by Fulanis. By killing them, by destroying them, by killing their kings, and decimating their kingdoms. And today, Fulanis in their history was just the headers who come from the Senegals, who are following the Arabic people, or like their Usman Danfodio, who was following the Arabic people that are preaching the Islamic teaching. Then they find themselves in Nigeria, few numbers, like as we find in our community today, few number of them. They come as headers, and they are paying tax to Hausas. At a particular time, they lead a war, mobilizing the Hausa people to kill their king and destroy their kingdom. This is the past. And every Fulani person that is living today is representing this past. That is why they are in hurry to dispatch all their militants to all over our communities, so that the same way, the same tactics in which they used to conquer Hausa kingdom, they can use it on us to conquer us and dip their ram into Atlantic Ocean. And that is what we are here to resist. That all Fulanis are on this. All Fulanis are on this. They only wait for opportunity. They only wait for positioning, for better positioning as to execute their plan. And if our people refuses to know this, I speaking for the past, I am now speaking for the future, because the only future you can articulate today is what we are doing now. And the only past you can view today is what we are doing now. Because when those ones in the past we are acting in the representative of us as a future. When they are acting at their time, they are acting in that very time to represent the future which we represent today. So we must understand that Fulani has not changed. Fulani remain the same. Fulani is who they are. Their agenda and their plan, which is well coded under the principle of Takia, is what we are trying to bust out here. Because they are busy now recruiting our governors, recruiting our Igwe, recruiting our PG, President Generals, recruiting our people with money, with gift, so that they will be on their side to lead them into this jihad war, to conquer the communities. Like the way that so many Hausa people should remember today, that there was a time they are in control, but now they have lost it to Fulanis. Now they have lost it to Fulanis. And that is why we are consistent. We don't want to miss a word. We don't want to miss activities. We want to make sure that our people are aware of this. We shouldn't be, because when after they have conquered Hausas and they established the Sokoto Caliphate, there was nothing like Sokoto Caliphate. The Sokoto Caliphate where they installed their emir today, it is a formation of the Fulanis to retain their conquest, to make sure that they dominated the Hausas. They wipe away their communities, and then they install the communities of the Fulanis. When they are when they overcome your community or overrun your community, they will not maintain the status quo of that very community anymore. They will change it. They will change the name, and they will install their emirs. So therefore, they have the authority over you. So before Nigeria got their independence, or before the amalgamation of Nigeria, they have already conquered the Hausas, and they carry it into Nigeria. Do you see how it works? They carry it into the amalgamation of Nigeria. And not that they carry their conquest into the amalgamation of Nigeria, they also carry their conquest into the independent constitutional Nigeria. The same conquest. They have nothing changed. They come with the same thing. Because if they are genuine, if there is any good Fulani person, they should have restored the communities of the Hausas that they conquered. They would have restored, say, okay, this era of conquest has passed. So there's no need of retaining the communities we regained by conquest.
Mazi, just like you had the era of slavery, and even the white people who took slaves to America started giving them back the right to vote, right of equality, right of everything. That today blacks in America can at least hold some right. But in terms of in the aspect of the Fulanis, as long as you are conquered forever.
That is just their mission. And this is why our heart is bleeding. This is why we are giving out our life, to make sure that this doesn't happen to our people. You know, to make sure that this doesn't happen to our people. We have watched it. The Fulanis, some people said good Fulanis, if they are good, why did they retain the conquest of the Hausas? Why did they retain the conquest of the Ilorin? Why? At least we have come to the constitutional country. Now we can say we have constitution. But the same Fulanis, they are the one struggling for a Sharia law establishment in Hausas to further advance their conquest, their conquest. Do you see this? They never change. And anybody who is coming to tell me that there is a good Fulani man, where is the good Fulani man? Why they didn't restore? They make sure they planted their emir. The people you come to, when they come to the houses, they come as headers, like as they are coming. Read the history. Mazi, I'm sending things in you to WhatsApp. They can read history. They come from Senegal. Of which they have no mantle of leadership in Senegal up to today, in Mali, in all the places where they have been or where they originated, they have no mantle of leadership. Why are they coming to Nigerians and say that they are born to rule? So now they come to the community of Hausas, and when they come to the community of the Hausas welcome them. Hausas give them food, they give them land, they give them access to graze their cows. This is the same way they treated them. They welcome them, and they study the same religions together. Have you read the account of David, where he said, if it is an enemy that did this to me, I would have accommodated. But it is the same brother that I goes into the same place to worship. He's the one that did this evil to me. The people that welcome you, you bite the finger that fed you. They welcome you, welcome your cattle, give you water, give you food, give you everything, allow you to settle in their community. The same you that they are allowed to settle in their community, vended their own community, killed their king, destroyed their tradition, and they installed your enemy. And you are coming to claim to me you're a good man, and you carry the same action. That when Nigeria now finally get the amalgamation of Nigeria took place, and the independent Nigeria becoming a constitution Nigeria, why you didn't restore those states and said, when we come here in 17th and in 18th, when we come here, this village and this town is Hausa people. This village and town is owned by Hausa people, and they have king on their throne. We overthrow them because of the incident of that time. So now that we are becoming Nigeria, so we have to restore Hausa communities. Did they do it? Did the good Fulani people do it? Did they restore now? They prefer carrying over the conquest of the Fulani over the amalgamation of Nigeria, and they carry us also the very conquest of the Hausa people into the Nigeria as a constitutional nation. That is why I am here. And that is why I am doing what I'm doing. Because if people have people like us in Hausa communities at that time, then they would have resisted this evil. How can they that are strangers take over? We are not being fair to Hausa people. We are not being fair. If you are not coming to say the truth, you are not being fair to Hausa people, and you are not being fair to Oduduwa people, and you are not being fair to Biafrans who are about to be conquered the way their brothers, Hausa brothers, who were found in the same location, was conquered by the Fulanis, who just came as a stranger. They give them water, give them food. Somebody, the way they are in our community today, they come as strangers in the name of grazing. In the name of grazing, and Hausa accommodated them, and today Hausa is a bygone. The same things happen in a lorry, the same way. And you said that somebody, an hero like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that begot us, should be looking, and it will happen in my own community, in my own space. It won't happen, not even in this our generation. We are ready to resist it, and we are ready to bring to the notice of the world that Fulanis are terrorists in these present generations. We did not bring them to the position of terrorists. We did not make them, we didn't use our resources to push them to become a terrorist. We are not the one that campaigned for them to be a terrorist. They did it by themselves. So we are not going to bring them out from there, because terrorists is who they are. Right from the time they conquer Hausa community, they are terrorists, and they remain terrorists, and they still have the same plan towards our own community and towards our own city. That is my own submission. And the more analysis is
Mazi will be bringing you back. We'll be bringing you. Mr. Adekola, before I allow you to come in, there is a clip I want us to play. From that clip, we would like you to talk, make your analysis on the clip, and also visit the point that Mazi Solomon is making. Let's take the clip, please.
Known to you. You cannot say that it's beating the drum of war or it's an alarmist. People are painting the reality that's on the ground. If what's happening in the southwest today, let's say some Yoruba boys have gone to do 1% of that in the north in the last few months, there would have been a war in this country by now. When the daughter of Afenifere leader, Fashionati, was killed in Ondo State by herdsmen, a first-class Oba was killed in the afternoon. So many prominent people. Look at that Dr. Aborode in Ibarapa, in Ogun State, everywhere. And because we don't want a war situation, that is why we have maintained our calm. But it gets to a point where people must say enough is enough. When the victims are beginning to rise, to say, oh, we've had enough of this. The first person that we will hear that will be talking is Nasiru El-Rufai, who openly defended the killings of Southern Kaduna people by foreign Fulani herdsmen. He said he even went to pay them money. Northern Elders Forum and the rest of them, who have all kept quiet since they have been killing people in the southwest. We have not heard anything about sorry from any of them. Now they are talking. Because the victims are saying we've had enough of it. And unfortunately, we don't have a government that's been governmental. Instead of the government any the rights of to life of the people, you see that any time these herdsmen kill people, the first line of defense is the presidency, the spokesman of the president. They are the first to defend them. To say, oh, no. Oh, even when the governor of those states gave a lawful order, vacate our forest, it was Garba Shehu that first defended the rights of the herdsmen to the forest, as if the animals are not human beings. What's happening today? So when Professor Washenka is warning President Buhari that, look, if you don't speak up now, what's going on may lead to civil war. The prof is not just talking in vain.
Yes, Mr. Adekola, over to you.
Thank you, Patrick. Well, I had some little bit of a network problem, so I can't claim to have gotten the entire thing that Mazi Solomon spoke about, but it is already a known fact that there is a very, very, very big problem for the indigenous people of Nigeria. That's how I want to look at it. And that is how I want my youth to begin to address it. You see, collectively, it will require a collective action. One of the reasons I was asking you to dwell less on history was because that was the mistake my own generation made. Look, what you are doing now, what stopped our own generation from doing it? The thing started with our generation. All these hostilities you are seeing from Hausa, it started little by little. All this taking over of our political space by bastards. I will call them bastards. Because if you say that you are a political leader of a particular tribe and you are not working uh, uh, for the comfort of that particular tribe, you are a bastard. And the planting of the present generation of politicians that are so deaf, dumb, and blind to what is good started with my own generation. So I want the youth to remain focused. I want you to be much more aggressive in addressing this issue. You see, um, they will continue to listen to elders that have become irrelevant. But wait, you can see that with this new and with this new influx of youth into the political space, and most of the points you are making, they are beginning to listen. The youth has now become a force to be reckoned with, compared with what happened pre-election in 2015. In 2014, nobody was talking about the youth. All they were saying about the youth that was that they are useless, they are irrelevant, and everything. But now, let them come out and say that you people are not relevant now. So I look at what the clip that you have shown. Look at what has happened. That is why I'm saying that um, what has befallen the Odua people is the same thing that has befallen the Igbo people. It's the same thing that has befallen majority of the indigenous people of Nigeria, including the Hausas. We are trying to learn from the Hausas. I will eternally be grateful for Nnamdi Kanu for bringing out strikingly, because he was the person. Look, most of the things that I have listened to when he was talking, there is no way he will make a release that I will not listen to him about 10 to 15 times. That guy is very gifted. And he knows how to pass the information in a way that they will listen to. When he talks now, not only the not shakes, even the saboteur that you call political leaders in the East, they all shake. They all shake. And that is exactly what it should be. As a very, very big youth, that man is providing very correct leadership. And nobody can fault him unless you are brain dead. So you guys, my coming to the platform is to try and make a little bit of input from my own little bit of an elderly opinion, and to make a declaration that, listen, you have somebody like me solidly behind you. Whatever it takes for you to break away from this contraption, I will always encourage it. It is absolutely, there is no other way. Restructuring is not, and staying in Nigeria is not. The most important thing is for you to work assiduously until victory is achieved.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
can never be. It can never be worse than this. It can never, no. Biafra can never be run worse than what it is now. It is not possible. Odua Republic cannot and will not be run the way they are running Nigeria now. Because, I mean, the people that are there that do not know how to run a government will not leave for those who know how to do it. This
yes.
is really our predicament.
Yeah, there is something that I want to ask you concerning Mr. Chief Sonny Igboho, the the activist that rose from nowhere.
That's
And
right.
we've seen, yes, and we've seen the impact he has made in a very short period of time. How do you see the future? Because I've seen him now advocating for a referendum for the Yoruba nation. And this referendum is something that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have put on the tables as early as 2012. Very early, he's been talking about referendum, how people can. Now, Sunday Igboho coming out to also talk about referendum. How do you look at, his emergence, especially considering his level of, education, when it comes to looking at Yorubas who have the brightest people, but nobody have been able to do what he's doing? Does it mean that the Western education have failed the Yoruba nation, including even we ourselves as well?
Thank you very much, Patrick. That was a very brilliant one. I am a very good Christian, and I believe so much in God Almighty. You see, there is this saying that God works in a miraculous way. And if you look at most of the stories in the Bible of people who fought and were able to liberate their people, they were God chosen. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not the first to try to advocate for a separate Biafra nation. But just look at the anointing that is on him. Look at when he started. Look at his approach, which some people think is insultive, is abusive, whereas he is communicating and is getting the right attention. And whatever he communicates, when you analyze and evaluate, it is making the impacts. That is how to spot who God has chosen. Sunday Igboho, I know very well. Sunday Igboho, I hate to be, I hate when people refer to him as not educated. It is because we don't know the meaning of education. If you say he is not formally educated, then I will agree with you. But education is broader than that. Education is broader than that. Look, if not something like an anointing on that guy, he choose not to go to school to acquire formal education, which in itself is somehow deceitful. He decided to understudy the.
Mr. Adekola, is it Sunday Igboho who chose not to even acquire a Western education?
Yes, he was. He was. After all, our Chief Obafemi Awolowo made during this period made education free. You didn't need to pay, but there were some of them, like Sunday Igboho, who decided to understudy their parents. His father was a very, very powerful warrior, and rather than go to school, he understudied the father. So this is where I am looking at the spiritual aspect. What aided him to shun? What was it that encouraged him to shun formal education? For this informal, he is very, very easy. He has a lot of wisdom, native intelligence. He is not just a hooligan. He is not a thug that was thrown into the society to come and start disturbing their peace. That is what your politician would want you to understand. Will want you to understand about him. But I see him as a God-made person in the mold of Nnamdi Kanu. Look, I mean, Nnamdi Kanu is very comfortable. He doesn't need to bother himself. If people choose to continue to wallow in poverty, in abject poverty, and then if they choose to be suppressed and everything, he didn't need to. But this is how to recognize people that have been chosen by God. These are God's chosen leaders. Sunday Igboho came out. He served as apprentice under these political people. And as God will have it, He actually studied them. He knew them inside out. They cannot deny. And Sunday Igboho himself cannot deny that the money he's spending today was collected from all these politicians. They were the ones who financed him. They were financing him, okay, to disrupt the electoral poll and whatever, using him as a thug and everything to protect themselves. And look at the divine change. Look, for you to be able to tackle your political leaders that are misbehaving, God will have to raise somebody from them who is going to rebel. So I regard the guy more as a rebel than what people are being looking at it.
So we
He
should be seeing
rebelled against them.
So we should be seeing Sunday Igboho as a David who was just busy rearing his cow and his cattle and sheep and in the bush, almost somebody who doesn't have any relevance in the society whatsoever. Just like David in the Bible.
In fact, you know the battle between Sunday Igboho and these Fulani herdsmen predated the present onslaught on those people. That section of Yoruba area where Sunday Igboho came from, they have been under siege for the past 20-25 years. We all know in Yoruba land that it is a completely neglected area. We call it Okeogun. Okeogun. Towns and villages in that area had always been at loggerhead with Fulani herdsmen. And you see what brought their paths together was because, I mean, Sunday's been saying it. What we are seeing today is been saying this for the past 20-25 years. That is in terms of Fulani carrying cattle, devouring their crops, and then raping, killing them. It started long time ago. And Sunday Igboho grew up in that condition. So I am not surprised that he rose. He's somebody that has been waiting in the wing, looking at whether the government will be able to solve this problem or not. But you cannot also take away the fact that he is heavily fortified by the Father and he was spoken to by the Almighty. Because listen, bandits from elsewhere, and just like if I got Mazi Solomon very correctly, I don't know why people are trying to absorb and trying to classify Fulani in our midst to foreign Fulani, and a Fulani is a Fulani. I am telling you, and I beg you, youth, in the name of God, once you get your nation, whether you are native, whether you are foreign, once you are a Fulani, please move back to the north where you have already established yourself and you have colonized the Hausas. It is mission impossible. And once, the country breaks and we have Odua, we have Biafra, then they should know that the battle is over. They should just pack. They should never be tolerated anywhere. Because we have found out now that it is very, very dangerous to be accommodating to these people. You don't accommodate what is going to kill you. Listen, sometimes I wonder why somebody will give birth to a child below the age of 10 and you ask him to go and dwell in the forest in the name of rearing cattle and be mixing with evil spirits, evil reptiles, and then you allow that kind of a person whose permanent home is in the forest, speaking to evil spirit and whatever, to come and mingle with civilized people again. It is not possible. That is why most of the things they do are so atrocious as to about 10 people gang raping and raping someone to death and then raping the dead body. I mean, who does that? What kind of is that? You cannot even call that person a beast. Talk less of call the person a human being. Somebody who you tie somebody to the stick, tie a PhD holder to the stick and match it into death. Don't they feel pain? So, we need to get this it is a now or never. It is a now or never thing for the youth.
Mr. Adekola, I want to bring in another clip before I now bring in Mazi Solomon, please. Let me bring in another clip here.
We have people have been killed in Ogun State, particularly in Yewa land, by Fulani herdsmen. And we could keep saying Fulani herdsmen because all the ones that have happened, they are all traceable to them. And for instance, the one that happened in Meko, it was slaughtered. There are only few people that do that kind of killing, and it's happened there again. Like I said in one of the interviews, we have a very huge forest in Yewa land. The Imeko and Aworo forest is about 210,000 hectares of land. And this is just there. These people are just occupying it, particularly now that they've been driven from Oyo State and all of that. And they go in there and they get in there to kill people. And we are saying that we must put an end to this. If you don't put an end to it, people will be forced to find a way out for themselves, and that will not be too good for the unity. And we don't want to invite anarchy. But there's nobody that wants to sit down like this and you see your people being killed every day, which is what is happening now. And I'm saying that let us bring culprits to book. There are people that are doing this. There are law enforcement agencies that are supposed to be in charge of this. Let's bring culprits to book. We are not saying all Fulanis are criminals. No, there are criminals everywhere, in all parts of the country. But those ones that are criminals, bring them to book. There are some people who are doing this. And the intelligence report all of this well should have brought out who these people are, so that we can leave examples. But where we refuse to do it, what I heard was that this thing started yesterday. The people, those ones that happened yesterday, they were carrying small guns, getting guns. And then the people ran away, they couldn't get them. But this morning, this is Thursday, by early this morning, they came out stronger and they killed about 3 or 4 people. We saw the pictures there. And as we speak, tension is rising in that part of the state. And we are saying that for how long are we going to fold our arms and we allow our people to just be killed like this for nothing? It's unbelievable. So, to me, a lot needs to be done. Then our laws must be obeyed. The laws of the state must be obeyed. The law, if it's not obeyed, then government should do something about it. There's a law against open grazing. There's a law against grazing at night. There's a law against just going to people's farm to go and graze. We should stop all of this. People in that part of the state are largely farmers, and now they are now scared to go to court. Also now enhancing and increasing the food crisis that we already have as a people, as a nation. For the institutions to do their work. We have institutions, we have law enforcement institutions in this country. That is the police. So it's for the institutions to do their work. A country is as strong as the institutions that are made up the country. If you have customs that are not doing their work, if you have policemen and people are being killed and we are not getting people, we are not seeing people that are responsible, being brought to book and all of that, others will be encouraged to do it. So it's for them. And what I'm saying is that if they refuse to do that, then you cannot fold arms. There are people that will tell you that, look, they can't even go to farms to farm again. So how do we intend to feed the millions and millions of people that we have as a nation?
Yes, so Mr. Nicola, the unfortunate thing is that the political class still believe that some Fulanis are good and some are not.
That is their own opinion, Patrick. That is their own opinion, and it is horrible. To be very honest with you, look at the way this person was talking. He was still talking about unity. Which unity are we talking about? We want to peacefully coexist with whoever is peaceful. But if you say you are going to violently coexist with us, then we will violently coexist with you. Now, I find this domestic or the native Fulanis, I find them culpable because there is a kind of a kind of esprit de corps between them. And then, in fact, those bandits that are coming in here, they are closer to our native Fulani than those of us that we call Nigerians. You understand what I mean? They are in the position, if they knew that things were going to be like this, they would have fought alongside the native to ward off these intruders. But they are the people that welcome these intruders into their midst. So they were like covering the intruders. And therefore, we are very, very right to have classified them as the same thing. How do we know which ones are criminal among them? when they have mixed up. Look at that man that was ejected from Igogon by Sunday Igboho. That one that called himself the Seriki. He was a native. He's been there for more than 45 years. He's been there for brother. He had children and everything there, and yet he was the one that became the kingpin of this so-called foreign youth Fulani. He was collecting ransom on their behalf. He knew all of them. And when Sunday said, look, you have to bring them out, he refused to bring them out. It was his choice to be driven away from that place rather than bring out these Fulani that were committing the crime.
So it was an organized crime. Organized.
It is. Yes. Absolutely.
And there are possibilities that it is even those native, let's say the Fulanis who have lived over the years, that are even inviting their brothers from the Sahel, because it is a Bauchi State governor have said that they are already integrating their own people into Nigeria.
Can you imagine? They can be integrated because
from all over West Africa.
They speak the same language. They don't speak our language. So, language is a powerful tool of conspiracy. Because they speak when a native Fulani has a quarrel with an indigenous person, and the foreign Fulani comes there, they will be speaking their full Fulani. The indigenous person will not be able to speak, and before you know it, they have taken sides, and they will now join hands in killing or maiming the indigenous people. Look, do not let us overflog issue. Yes. I'm telling you, I am trying to impress it upon you youths that are fighting for liberation, that you are not yet liberated unless you get rid of all of them, whether native or foreign.
Yeah,
get your country back. Get your country back. And the remnants that are left, because I'm very sure by the time you get your country back, you will have sanitized the system. They are already leaving. I understand that one of the state governor, Kano state governor, said they should advise all Fulani to return to the north, which is good riders to bad rubbish. Good riders to bad rubbish. Let all of them relocate. If there are no cattle for I don't even know what people are eating in the cattle.
Mr. Adekola, let's allow Solomon to come in here and make it, because we still have more clips. Mr. Adekola, there are clips that I'll be playing as regard to what is happening in the Eastern region and the ESN, which I would like you to contribute on. But I would like Mazi Solomon to throw light on the clip we've played and the view of Mr. Adekola on the issue of Fulani herdsmen in Oduduwa land. Mazi Solomon.
Thank you for bringing me in at this very point. The thing that I want to contribute as to regard to the clips plays here, the man speaking is a politician. And you know that every politician in Nigeria sees that position of politics as their means of their survival. And as a political elite, there is this there is choice of languages when you are facing cameras. Not that this guy doesn't know the truth, because when you looked at what that man is quoting, he keep quoting that the situation, he keep predicting that this situation could resolve to self-help from the people, which is happening now, because they know that this is exactly where the Fulanis has brought all Nigerians, all indigenous people, into self-help, because this is the modern way of conquest. They are living in your bush, in area which you are not even aware, no communications, and these people did not even register their presence. You don't even know who they are. You cannot even identify. A Fulani man can kill in a Bariam, and he will go and live in Okuzu, in the bush in Okuzu. He will move from the bush in Ibariam to the bush in Okuzu. I'm just giving an instance. Because the villagers, they don't know him in Okuzu. I say, akuna change your onodo or blue new chassis. They will kill here. When they kill in this community, they go in the other community. Nobody identifies them because nobody knows them. They have been living in that very bush. Nobody knows them. Nobody can say this person come from this person. They cannot equally say exactly this is the person that killed. So they've been taking advantage of this, and this is a modern way of conquest because they are living there, and in any slight provocations after they have eaten the farm, rape, they will also overrun the villagers, because it's just like people laying ambush. They are ambushed against their host communities, which are very, very dangerous. And who owns these bandits? Who owns these terrorists who are perpetuating this very evil? It is the Fulanis. It is the Fulanis all over West Africa. They're the owner of these bandits and terrorists. They own them. Imagine Mietiala, they goes to Benue State and they apologize for the Benue State people for the killing. So that means that the terrorists, the killers, is owned by Fulanis. It is their owners. They are the one buying the gun. They are the one providing logistic. They are the one doing everything. And that is why when they are being attacked, the presidency will just jump out and they started defending them. The same killers. So all these our people should know that all these governors who are there by the reason of their acquiring of Western education, that is not enough as to defend the people. Western education has failed. Even the pastoral and Christians and all these things in Nigeria has failed. Okay, let's talk about Sunday Idowu. Sunday Idowu is a native doctor, isn't it? He is a native doctor. He don't even believe in Christ. But look at those who has prayed 40 days and 40 night prayer. Sunday Idowu is their hero today. Look at them who has spent heavy amount of money to go and acquire Western education. Today, somebody who have nothing, who has not gone to the Western education is now their hero. So for you to know that when you are watching the lips of these people, they are speaking grammars, there is no need of you to trust their grammars or trust their...
Mazi Solomon, and one other thing is that Sunday Igboho, not knowing how maybe present himself much in English, knows how to speak Fulfulde, and the Fulanis understand him.
That is just the reality that I'm trying to narrate here. The people who will ask you, pray. Sunday Igboho never go to pray. He never fasted. He never fasted, but he knows how to speak the language of the Fulanis. He learned it. He knows it. And those people who claim to be righteous church leaders, now Sunday Igboho, who is a native doctor, is now their hero to show you how these people has failed. Now, to those who has acquired, tell you everything is grammar, everything is education, and they are allowing their village common thing. How do you use English to defend against somebody who is armed? Who is armed? Fulani will speak English. You will laugh that they don't know how to speak it. But the same Fulani are the one that making you not to go to farm. They don't know how to speak English, but you cannot go to your farm. The same Fulanis, they can't speak English, but you cannot even claim your forest anymore. Can you just imagine? And how do you drive such people away with your grammar? How? How do you drive such people away with your 40 days, 40 night prayer? And you are praying and you're occupying your bushes and you're occupying your forest, raping your mother, raping your sister, killing your brother, killing your sisters. Then you are praying instead of you to articulate. And when some people articulate, your duty is to come with your cheap phone because you feel you can write or you can read your cheap phone. You come to insult and you come to even underestimate people who are articulating solution. This is very bad. And this is at the point where I'm telling the Yoruba youth, telling the Igbo youth, all Biafran youth, to rise up. Hausa youth, rise up. This is not a run that a woman will be running and be using hand and be using hand to hold breast. That the woman is holding her breast while running is because the race is still in order. When the race become the real race, the woman will not care about where the breast is beating to. So we must know that what these people has come to do and what they wanted to achieve, because they want to occupy all your land and lay ambush everywhere, lay ambush in your forest, so that in any attempt they will receive order just to overrun that your small portion of, because when they come there in the night well armed, your village is gone and they are staying there. And now the people who own them are your governors. The people who own them are the Fulanis, who are the presidency. They are the owners of these people because their agenda is one. The agenda is one: to have a Fulani controlled nation, to have a nation where Fulani is the one in control, that they are the one that says what happened to anyone, just as they are doing to Hausas. You see, Hausas, they have no place, they have nothing, even the land of their own. Now, before Hausa man can become anything, you must take permission from a Fulani man. And that is what our governors are doing. Can't you see them running?
That is what our governors are doing.
Even people who are importing container in Yoruba land, the seaport is in the Yoruba land. But who are controlling the seaports? If you don't have connection to Hausa, to Fulani man, you cannot be able to bring your container there. They are the one that owns the contention. Even the right goods, they will detain it with impunity, and you won't do nothing. You must pass through them, everything. Can't you see even the people of the Southerns, they have even started changing their surname. Now in Asaba, most of them, they are coming to say they are not Igbo. Why are they saying they are not Igbos? They are saying they are not Igbos because they want the connections of the North. They want the connections of the North.
It takes for you to be loyal to the North, you must be against your ethnic group. Mr. Adekola.
Yes, before I forget, I am very, very happy with the analysis of Mazi Solomon about Sunday Igboho. There is a silent revolution that guy has caused, not only on the political space, but also on the religious space. You see, a lot of our Christians and Muslims, they are hypocrites. And that is what this guy has exposed now. Most of our pastors, most of those imam, in the past in Yoruba land, it is something like it is a very big crime or sin for you to be seen supporting the native religious group, the one Sunday Igboho belong to. I don't know whether it is the same thing in the East. Once they associate you with Juju, then you automatically become a bad person. The only good person are those who are either Muslims or Christians. Oh, these are the religious ones. Now, those who are into native Juju or something like a Sunday Igboho and the rest, nobody gave them a chance. But I am saying that he has caused a religious revolution because majority of those people are now queued behind him. In fact, I don't have the statistics, but I know that the churches must have lost quite a great deal of their membership because of what this guy did. You see, the people are so much in love with action. It is not they believe in what they see. They believe in what they see. Today, the guy had won quite a lot of people to his side. You can now see Yoruba people coming out, whether Christians or Muslim, admonishing their children to go and acquire knowledge in Juju, if that is what is going to keep them alive, if that is what is going to stop them. So this idea of a pastor saying that you must not go here, whereas This chap has even revealed that majority of the pastors, these are our modern day pastors, they are just being deceitful. The actual power they are using lies beyond what they tell the people on the pulpit. A lot of them in the night patronize these people. That is just by the way, because I remember that Mazi Solomon was talking about
Mr. Nicola, I can also tell you categorically that the pastors have contributed to the problem we have because of the preaching they give out to the audience, telling people that they should keep praying for one Nigeria, even when they see that it's not viable. How do you deal with this?
Oh, it is look. It is one of their. It is one of their deceitful disposition. Because if you see the pastors that are talking like that, these are prosperity pastors. They have benefited a lot from the confusion in the system. You know, in the nation where there is deprivation, where there is poverty, you will get a lot of people seeking spiritual help. Are you with me? You will get a lot of people speaking spiritual help. So it is to their own benefit that people are marginalized, that people are improvised. That is what is swelling their congregation. Our people will always turn to God when they are faced with challenges that is beyond their. And when they turn to God, they go to these devilish pastors.
So,
and
Mr.
they take
Nicola,
advantage of them.
Yes. Are you telling me that the pastors prefer an environment like Nigeria where people actually need their services because there are no jobs, because when people are working, they would barely have time to even go to church. So the lack of the unemployment is the advantage of the church.
Listen,
and I think that is why they are even building more churches.
Listen, if people are not in hardship, it will be difficult for them to get such a large number of a followership. It is just natural. If people are not in hardship, so they thrive where hardship thrives. And that is why they are very comfortable with what is happening. They are very, very comfortable. They will just continue deceiving the people. They are not empathizing with the people at all. I am telling you. Especially, honestly speaking, I do not understand the kind of a pastor that these new generation pastors are. You know, atrocities upon that. Combine them with the political elite. I really feel sorry for you youths. We did not face this when we were youths. That is that is what hurts me. Each time I look back at my youth days, I keep on wondering, what have we bequeathed on this new generation youth? I mean, we have put them in a very, very hope. I mean, look, as a father, when I look at my child,
clear. I want to make myself clear. My brother, Adekule, there is something.
Adekola, yes.
Adekola, because this is my first time of coming across to you. Okay. Now, there is something I want to make clear from that very my comment, because a lot of Christians are sitting in this very platform, and most times when you will try to motivate people to stand up on their feet and face realities, they will become sentimental. When we mention the issue of this Christianity, some people are thinking, are you coming? Maybe it's coming against Christianity. No one comes against Christianity. But what I want to make myself clear from that very comment is that the revolution that Sunday Igboho in his state is leading now, the people who are supposed to be leading that very revolution supposed to be the church.
Yes.
Comparing with what they are preaching to the people about good life. You preach to them about heaven, about the goal that is being spread in heaven, good life. But you are not having good life presently, and you are aware of people who has denied you this good life. And now you lie to the congregations that they ought to live a good life. But you are not able to stand up to the responsibility of that for them to live that good life. You are living in a denial, giving support to a failed government that you should be leading revolution against. So that is my point. They sit back. They refuse to do something. They refuse to speak out. They refuse to call this government out. They refuse to call out the government of Buhari over his sponsorship to the Fulani herdsmen who are killing Nigeria. The church sit back. Your pastors, they sit back. They sit down. Some of them, they go to befriend him. They go to have meeting. They go to have tea. They go to have handshake. They go to have prudential.
Some of the politicians will use the pulpit to further deceive,
even the pulpit,
to make fake promises.
Yes.
The politicians themselves take advantage of the pulpit.
But yet, when it comes to your life, the good life they are preaching you, when it comes for them standing up, they preach to you that to die is to be in heaven, to be with God, to be in a good life. But when it comes for them to stand up, to give their life for you to succeed, they will lock their life. They will love their life. They will love their family. Are they not lying? So now, why I'm talking about church is because they should have not waited till Sunday, though, a native doctor be the one to front the revolution that will better the life of the people that they are collecting tithe from.
Absolutely.
The people that are paying for their bills, the people that are paying for the aircraft that they are driving, that they are flying with, the people that are paying for the mega church of 1 million, 2 million that they are building, people that are making them to live in such a big life. Now, Sunday Dohu, a native doctor who they have not paid tithe to, who they have not paid offering to, is the one leading the revolution that will bring a better life for these people, a better life that will make them to return back to their business and return back to their farm. But the churches who has collected these people's money are sitting down. Are you not asking questions as a Christian? Why is this evil? The Bible said, why is this abomination, the abomination of the earth happening, that slaves are riding on horses, but the kings and priests are going barefooted? This is very
yes. Mazi Solomon, I want us to take
this single point I would draw. Coming to the side of the politicians, it is obvious that the politicians has failed us. Do you know how they failed us? Because they have the resources to protect the people. They have the resources to save the people, but they have failed to use these resources that is made available for them to save the people. They have failed to use those resources. Instead, they are using those resources to buy house overseas in the place they feel more comfort, and then destroying the nation that they are holding with one hand, that we want one Nigeria. They are holding one Nigeria, but these are Nigeria. They have stolen the resources of this Nigeria instead of using the resources that are made available to them to provide for the people, to protect the people. They decide to steal those resources and they buy house elsewhere, and they will only come with Western education to us to speak grammar, and our people are dying. I want
we'll be taking 2 minutes break.
Please judge by yourself.
Thank you very much. We'll be taking 2 minutes break so that if Mr. Dekola want to take some coffee, you can do that. Just 2 minutes, and I'll be back. We'll be back.
Ocho kiade mwilo, open na mugwalo mugwo, osi ocho kiade mwilo. Imana nwata chobankia, abobi ya chomadu, mana kenwa kanwa na cho. Chuko kike kwina asu, chuko kike sokeje, no mwari fendi ya geme. No pressure, fight on dancing, no worry for the game. Makano chonki ade milo, kumi bokaisho no kanyo. Osin yamaro, emesi atani ga marili, emesi atani ga gota. Ndi ocha si bute. ọcha ha chasị bute nke ji ụlọ n'Igbo erike ndị ji n'ịmaka ifi ego wele kwụsị ụmụnne ba unu kodu ma na-agwa ụmụ Igbo ka ịchọ ọnụ ka anyị ka ịchọ n'oke anyị ụmụ Igbo ka ịchọ n'oke anyị ka ịchọba n'oke anyị ụmụ Igbo ka ịchọba n'oke anyị onye jizi na nwanne ya je politiks ka ịchọ n'oke anyị onye jizi na nwanne ya jalụ mgbele ka ịchọ n'oke anyị na-anụgo ka ịchọ n'oke anyị ka ịchọ n'oke anyị nke mụ bụ nke mụ nke anyị bụ nke anyị
Thank you very much. Welcome back to the program. Mazi Solomon, welcome back to the program.
Thank you so much.
While we wait for Mr. Nicola to join us, I would like us to take a clip, a very, very interesting one. And I would like Mr. Nicola to pay attention to this clip because it's very, very important. It's a clip by Lai Mohammed, so that we'll be able to look at the mind of the so-called elite and the political leaders, how their errors try to cover up their sins, and how their sins are finding them out.
The question to you, Honorable Minister, is what is happening in terms of the armed bandits and the activities in the northwest part of that has completely distorted the socioeconomic life of most people and threatened the national security of Nigeria? Does it not qualify for these persons to also be declared as terrorist organization or be proscribed? Because you might say we don't know them by name, but the state governors in this region are engaging these people on a daily basis, granting them amnesty, taking pictures with them.
You see, this, what I'm going to say will not be popular, but it's the truth. When a group is championing a cause for the disintegration of Nigeria, a group like IPOB does not even recognize Nigeria as a state, sets up its own army, and says it is a sovereign state. It's different from bandits and criminals. Please, don't compare apples with oranges.
But are they not threatening the sovereignty of Nigeria by taking arms against citizens of Nigerian state?
Security challenges is one thing. Challenging the very sovereignty of Nigeria is a completely different thing. Please, don't let's, don't let us dwell on what I call semantics. Yes, it's not like saying armed robbers. Armed robbers, don't they threaten security of life and property? They do. Is that why? Is there anywhere in the world that armed robbers have been proscribed?
No, let's calm down. These are you classifying these persons as ordinary armed robbers?
Oh, they might be super armed robbers, but what do? They take what does not belong to them. They kill people in the process. I'm just using a very big example. Listen, let's get my mind clear. IPOB was not proscribed just because of the violence. IPOB was proscribed because IPOB as a group refuses to recognize the sovereignty of Nigeria as a country.
Which one is the biggest threat, sir? A threat of somebody who challenges the sovereignty of the country, or the threat of somebody who carries sophisticated weapons, challenging security operatives in a country?
You see, it's very simple. When a person carries, sophisticated weapon, it's just a criminal. And there are ways security forces will deal with him. Like I kept telling you, we've had many hundreds of terrorists who have been neutralized. But when a group says, we are not Nigerians, we set up our own government, we set up our own foreign relations, then that group is threatening the very existence, the sovereignty of the country. And I say there are two different issues, and please don't confuse them. We have security challenges, but to compare, even IPOB will be very upset that you are comparing them with terrorists and with the bandits and herdsmen.
Let's calm down.
Oh my God. Adekola is out, but I hope he comes back.
Oh, Mazi, Pat, today you're making me to catch fun in this
I told
video.
you that today's program is going to be a mixture of feelings. But let's allow this. Mr. Adekola, did you follow the clip? Hello,
Yes,
Mr.
I followed
Adekola.
it until the tail end. Yes, I am back. I was able to grab some few irritating and irresponsible submission of that minister. Let me quickly inform you that this minister is one of the most hated by me personally. I have a personal hatred for people in this category. You see, not only do I hate his being a politician, I hate the fact that he is old enough to go to the backstage and begin to advise the youth rather than jostle for position. Look at the gap between him and the other advisors. And then one would have expected that because of his age, he would make a responsible submission each time he was confronted with facts and figures. And he is very fond of responding to responsible questions with irresponsible answers. That is just what I will conclude with that man. To be very honest, I don't want to make any comment on him because anytime he speaks, he made me very, very hungry. He made me very, very hungry.
Yeah, for me, it's very, very funny to see Lai Mohammed, try to defend. I can't figure out. So this is to tell you the time we live in. Mazi Solomon.
Yeah, it's a funny thing to me because I'm not sure that man called Lai Mohammed, though being Minister of Information, but I don't think he's fully aware of the document that put Nigeria together. I don't think he knows the details of the documents that put Nigeria together. He's not fully aware of it. And looking at him is very funny. And again, it is just a way of vindicating IPOP and putting down the reason why the world were not able to recognize that they are very prescriptions, because they know that they are jokers. They know that they are jokers. They are just trying to play Lido. They are just trying to play draft. They're just trying to play, toy games of the kids. Because, okay, look at him. He got even frustrated. Even the young man on the studio was surprised on the kind of answer that is coming from somebody on his own position. Now it's just like what happened with the Jews when the Pontius Pilate asked them, do you want us to release Jesus Christ, this man who is righteous man, who have done nothing wrong? Do you want us to release him or to release Barnabas, who is the criminal, the thief? The Jews who want to crucify Jesus for out of envy and jealousy, for no reason, for no any practical reason, they want to crucify Jesus. They say, release us the armed robbers. Release us the armed robbers. Because the young man said, are you actually comparing these people who are busy killing Nigerians? Are you really comparing them to be armed robbers? He said they are super armed robbers, showing that he does not have answer to that very question. But at the end of the day, what did he say? Because he has already been defeated. He knows that he's not actually giving the a proper response to the question. He ended up to tell them that IPOP will not be happy that you are comparing them to armed robbers, terrorists. Why did you proscribe them if you know that they are not terrorists? If you know, why did you proscribe them? Because that is a big question that they were not able to answer. He beat around the bush and he ended up by saying they will not be happy that you are actually you have to compare them to bandits, or you have to compare them with terrorists. But you call them terrorists, the same like Mohammed. You call them terrorists. Then why did you call them terrorists? Why did you proscribe them? He has no answer. He's defeated. He's defeated. So that is why we Biafrans, we just have to learn from these people. Sometimes when they do things, we will think that there is something upstairs. This is an empty brains. Your country is in danger. Your country is being run by people who has no brain, who has no brain, who are not smart, who are not smart. So you see how danger you are in. They are leading the country to crash, and still they cannot notice it. And that's why the Bible says that when the blind lead the blind, both will fall into pit. All of you, one Nigerianese, you are not seeing yourself falling into the pit. Because look at the kind of leaders you have. People who are blind, who cannot answer questions, who has no reason, and who cannot even, in the light of their law, answer questions based on the actions they took. Because this action of prosecutions is the action that they should find a part in their law, in the document that put them together as Nigeria. Then somebody in his position should be answering that questions in the angle of the law that give him the power to prescribe IPOB. But he doesn't know. He doesn't understand. And he end up withdrawing himself, telling you that we should be happy comparing us. We should not be happy that you are comparing us with bandits, but yet you prescribe them. You see them? Where Nigeria is today, what I want to tell Biafrans on this is that where FULANIs has brought Nigeria today, they cannot save themselves. So, and if you want to use the little resources that your family are using to survive, to save Nigeria, you will waste your time. You will waste your time. Now,
so, Mazi, now, where is it in a law that if you fail to recognize a state, for example, where IPOB, like Ulai Mohammed was saying, that because IPOB recognized, because that was the point he made, that IPOB have refused to recognize the Nigerian state, not because they killed anybody, not because they bombed any church, not because they raped anybody, but refusal to recognize Nigerian state. Where is it in the Nigerian Constitution or in the United Nations Charter that anybody who refuses to recognize any state, for example, like Nigeria, and the position of IPOB and Nigeria, is a terrorist? I want Mr. Dekola to respond to that question. Mr. Dekola.
Well, yes, like I told you, I find it very funny, the reason given by this honorable minister and some other.
Is Lai Mohammed honorable to you?
Let me include the word so-called honorable, because he is a very dishonorable person. I'm very sure, very dishonorable person. Unfortunately, he is not alone. We have some other idiots. Apology for using that word collectively for those who are still in denial of the fact that compared with Meati Allah, IPOB is not a terrorist organization. This is an organization that is championing a cause that we all know. So saying that they do not recognize the sovereignty. Sovereignty of what? Where is the sovereign? I mean, where is the sovereignty in Nigeria? So I am not very comfortable. I'm not very comfortable speaking on this issue. It annoys me. It makes me.
Now,
it irritates me.
Yes, Mr. Adekola, I want us to take another clip, please.
All right.
Yeah, bear with us.
The Kaduna State government is expressing concern over video clips making the rounds on social media about a particular ethnicity being massacred and their properties destroyed. Governor Nasir El-Rufai is calling on residents to respect law and order and the rights of all citizens to live in peace.
All Nigerians living in our state to respect law and order and the rights of all citizens to live in peace and security wherever they reside or work. I appeal to my colleagues governing other states in our country to make similar statements and disavow these attacks and massacres. We must avoid anarchy and vigorously promote the rule of law and the right of all citizens to life, liberty and livelihoods wherever they choose to reside. Elected and appointed leaders across the country must act on their constitutional obligations to protect all citizens, uphold order, and contribute to a climate for peaceful resolution of all issues.
We're now being joined by Abada Melafia, the former Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Good evening and welcome to Newsnight, sir.
Thank you so very much.
It's good to have you here. So you look at the state of the nation with the level of insecurity that we're experiencing and all the issues of banditry. What's your thought?
Okay, let me just put it this way. I'm not an expert on security matters.
Yes, but as a Nigerian.
So months ago, I know I spoke on security matters and, you know, there was, shall we say, a bit of a stall. But I don't think things are getting any better. We just saw a clip of brave soldiers doing the best they can. We welcome this. But the geopolitical tension in the country remains very high. The insecurity hasn't really gone. In fact, some would say it has exacerbated. And it is leading to what many are beginning to see as a kind of state failure. I don't believe that Nigeria is a failed state. But unfortunately, I think that we're moving rapidly in that direction if care is not taken.
So now, what needs to be done? Because it seems the drums of what some would call war are being beaten and getting louder and louder. The question of whether a Nigerian has a right to live in any part of the country is coming to the front burner of national discourse.
Absolutely.
How did we get to this place? And what is the way out of this? Because now you have different regions, you know, taking the laws into their own hands and saying, look, we have to protect ourselves since the central government cannot protect us.
Yes. Well, how did we get into where we are now? It is a big question. And let's be very fair, it didn't really start with this government. Those problems had been there and had been brewing for quite a while. But unfortunately, I think that in the current dispensation, some kind of agenda was added into fueling the emerging, chaos. What people feel is an agenda because a particular ethnicity are free to carry serious arms in the course of doing their business, and nobody else is allowed to do that. And these particular groups can go anywhere and kill and maim and rape, and then nobody is brought before the law. This is really where we are. And so, of course, in the case of Omotekun, they were about to start it, but the federal government insisted that there must be due process of law legislation. And in fact, the police were involved in that, which was fair enough.
Yes.
In the case of the Southeast, the ESN, the Eastern Security Network, was set up, by IPOP on its own without, I would say, consultation with anybody. The issue is, what does municipal law say? That is, what do our laws say? What does our constitution say? What does international law say? What does global ethics say? They all say that all communities that have cause to feel that there is an existential threat to their very survival, they have not only a duty but an obligation to protect themselves.
All right.
So,
we'll have to leave it there. Yeah. Thank you so much. Obadiah Melafia, former Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria.
Yes, welcome back, guys.
Hey, you go Bidaya Egu. Hey, you Egu.
Yes.
So he's now being careful. This is the level of intimidation that is going on in Nigeria. You see why we can never be one nation, whereby you are not free to say the truth. When you want to say the truth, before it is when people want to lie, they will look left and look right to lie. But when you want to say truth, you will face people and say truth. But today, to say the truth, you have to look right and look to avoid the intimidation of Fulanis, to avoid the intimidation of the presidency controlled by Mietiala. I feel very, very sorry for Obadiah when he's doing his presentation there. But the fact is that
Mazi, if you don't see the way he was discharged by the journalists, because even they themselves, even the interviewers, are afraid of their own lives as well. Mr. Dekola?
Yes, excuse me. You see, I was also I was listening very well to that man over there. And I think, to be very honest, he tried as much as possible to be truthful to some extent. If you look at what happened at the tail end of his submission before he was cut off, he was beginning to speak to the truth. He was justifying the setup of all these private outfits, ESN, Amotekun. He was trying to justify, and he had been able to justify it, backing it with both international, and the universal law. So I know that he was once harassed and everything for his submission, but so against that background, I think I will commend him that he was even able to go as far as he went. Like Mazi Solomon noted, Nigeria is a completely dangerous place where the truth is so sacred that you cannot afford to come out and speak the truth without something horrible happening to you. We thank God today that we are not there.
Even in recent time, we have seen comedians complain that they are even restricting comedians from speaking out.
Can you imagine? With Lai, what do you expect? What do you expect with Lai Mohammed in charge of information? That man is a horrible man. What do you expect?
Even I've seen comedians complain that their lives are being threatened, that they tell them they are talking too much and all that.
Nigeria. It is well.
Yeah, so Mazi Solomon.
Yeah. I'm here. So actually, from the whole thing is that presenting to Biafrans and presenting to Duduwa, to Ariwas, to all the people who are trapped in Nigeria. Nigeria is already a failed state. They are a failed state because with all their resources, they cannot protect anyone. There is no food security. There is no security of life and property. There is no job security. Every part of security you could have as an individual right has failed in Nigeria. So when they fell from this, their primal duty, in what area are you still expecting them to succeed? In what area? Because this is what we should be looking at, and it will enable our brain and it will enable our thinking faculty to begin to articulate, to begin to think what could be an escape route, what could be a solution. All this one they are coming to say here, to be political correct, to come and say actually people will resolve into self-help. Yeah, people, this is the way this thing is taking us. It has already taken us there, but they don't want to be the one, because Nigeria is a lion den. They don't want to be the one that it will come out from their mouth. Obadiah knows that. He says that Nigeria has not gotten there, but Obadiah knows that Nigeria is there already. That is just the truth we want to use this program to bring to you. That place they are telling you that Nigeria is speedily going to, we have already arrived. We are in the bus stop. People are coming down in that bus stop. Nigeria has already dropped everybody. In short, the vehicle is not moving anymore. So this is at the stop end. That place where they say in Nigeria we are there already. So are you thinking something? Are you articulating something? You that is youth, you are still sitting back, sleeping, waking up, going after minor things of this life, knowing that your life is on danger, knowing that Nigeria has brought you to a place of anarchy, knowing that Nigeria has already brought you to a place of even civil war, because even nations that are in a full blow of civil war are not going through what Nigerians are going through. Every day they are dying in their thousands, in their hundred, in the hand of different types of bandits and terrorists that are being set up by the present government. And you think the vehicle is still moving, that it will be tomorrow? It's already happening now. And we want everybody to wake up in everywhere, because Fulani is what they are looking for. They are looking to take charge of all the strategic point in Nigeria, all the strategic position in Nigeria. So that whatever, can you see El-Rufai, a governor of Kaduna State, he come to bring out his last laptop to make a comment on a national issue, giving order and narrative and also advice to all the people of Nigeria. The position that a president should be controlling. It is just El-Rufai, who were not even able to control the crisis in his own state. And the Lai Mohammed that is supporting the Palestinians, that they should have their own independence, is now coming to tell you that IPOB that are requesting for the independence of Biafra has committed crime. And he was not able, facing the world, to tell the world the law that IPOB break. The law, the document that is holding Nigeria together, that IPOB, a person in his position cannot even put it. He's trying right there, facing camera, to intimidate the journalists, to intimidate the people who are asking him questions. That shows to you how failure Nigeria has become. What hope are you having in Nigeria? Why shouldn't you wake up and fight for Duduwa nation? Why? Why? Because that is the only hope that is left. There is no more hope when the rulership and the controllership of Nigeria is lie in the hand of Lai Mohammed. What hope do you still have? Why can't you wake up to fight for Biafran nation? Because that is where lies hope. That is why lies hope. As of this very moment, Nigeria has
Mazi Solomon,
final stop.
Mazi Solomon, I want to bring Mr. Adekola for the last time before he leaves, so we can just round it up. Mr. Adekola, are you
yes,
there?
I'm here.
Okay, so can you please give us your final take on today's, your final analysis before we
Yes,
let
thank
you
you so
go?
much, Patrick. I am very happy that you brought this uh, I won't call him my friend, this El Rufai. I have something to say about him. If you do not know, I want you youths to take a very good look at that man and know that he is one of the de facto people taking decision on behalf of the late Buhari, because I personally believe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that impostor that is in Aso Rock is not the Buhari, and it is very, very unfortunate. Let me tell you why I believe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Something similar was tried when that Yahadua died, but I think it was the protest by activists that nipped it in the bud. Immediately Yahadua died, they did not want Jonathan to become the president. They never wanted Jonathan to act. In fact, it took them a very long time to declare, to make Nigeria to know that the man was dead. But because of noise all over, I knew that somebody like Saraki and Ibori took a very active part. I think they were going to try something like what these people had tried now, or what these people have successfully done now. I believe that there is no Buhari in Aso Rock. I believe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu very, very well. He said some things in the past, it came true. You will see in a few years' time, the cat will be let out of the bag. The person, one of the decision makers, the symbol of a Fulani domination is that man you have shown now, who took it upon himself as a governor to address the entire nation. On behalf of who? On behalf of the citizens of Kaduna, and he was passing a passive instruction to other state governors that they should come out and speak. So he is now the president. He is the de facto
Yeah, yeah.
president.
So he's doing the work of the president of the country.
Precisely, that's what I'm saying. He is the de facto president because there is no president in that Aso Rock. It's a clique of people that have decided to use the name of Buhari to, intimidate every other person. This one is one of them. And at the appropriate time, they will be exposed. Let it be known today that the prophecy or the accusing finger of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to that Aso Rock will soon be revealed. I have written it on Facebook. The only person that can expose this secret is the wife of the president that ran away from Aso Rock and went and settled permanently in Saudi Arabia. What manner of a wife and husband relationship is that? So let's just wait. Thank you so much for inviting me, Patrick. It's a
Thank
pity that
you.
I have another commitment around half past the hour, but like I wrote you, feel free to invite me any other time. God bless you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you,
most
Miss
likewise,
Adekola. It's my pleasure. It's my
God
pleasure
bless you.
having you. Thank you for coming. Thank you
God
very
bless you.
much. Thank you very much. So, Mazi Solomon, Mr. Adekola is out of the program, and we thank him for coming, honoring our program. And if we see the need, we will also invite him some other time to participate. Mazi Solomon, there is a clip I want to take because we'll be winding down this program. But I want us to take a clip of Dele Momodu.
A lot of people initially didn't want to support IPOB or support Nnamdi Kanu. But now, people can see what he is fighting for. So what government needs to do is easy. Reach out to the people. And to make matters worse, the so-called elders and leaders in those embattled areas are not even saying a word. With all due respect to your governors, to your National Assembly members, and your political leaders, your cultural leaders, they are not ready to listen. If they had tried from the beginning to reach out and give some support to this man, maybe things would have been better. But now, I see even the governors carrying on as if the whole Buhari, the whole world. I don't know why. And that is what is getting Nnamdi Kanu and his group angry. That why are we behaving like slaves? Everybody should respect the president of the country, that's fine. But that respect should not turn into something else where you now begin to act like you have no right whatsoever in the country called Nigeria. I can only advise the governors, but I think it's too late, to serve the interests of their people and stop worrying about what the federal government wants them to do. If the federal government is doing things for your people, all well and good. Thank you, sir. And when it's not doing it, speak up. Our people are feeling marginalized, speak up. We have people in the House of Representatives. We have the State House of Assemblies. Please tell me if you have heard anything from any of them to say, oh, President Buhari, we are the representatives of our people. We feel aggrieved that we are being harassed, we are being terrorized, on one side by terrorists, on the other side than the army of occupation. So has anybody made any attempt, any effort to reach out to these people? They are Nigerians like you and I. They make sure that they give a lot to this country. They contribute so much to the economy of this country. So why are we treating them like third-class citizens?
Yeah, so Mazi Solomon, we've seen the position of Bele Momodu on the happenings and on everything that is going on, the position of IPOB, and he's even profiling a solution on how to resolve the one Nigeria problem, even if we have already decided that there is no going to be continuation in this contraption.
And I must appreciate the Muhammadu, because some of us who are into this must know what it takes for somebody to speak like this as a Nigerian, or being a Nigerian speaking this way. It takes a lot of energy for someone to stand up this way. So we are rest assured that that's why we said Nigeria has gotten to the stop. The vehicle conveying Nigeria has got to the last bus stop. That's where it's standing now. Nigeria is stand still. They are standing in one place. And there's no politician that can save Nigeria from where they are today. So it's either we wait for them to die a natural death, and then some of us who are playing game today, we just go with Nigeria, because it's a building. Definitely, if they are telling you this building is going to collapse and you insist in living there, you didn't make any attempt, you didn't make any move, the building will collapse on your head. Maybe you will die, you will be among people who will collapse with Nigeria, and your story will be told. The end of your story should be told as the end of the story of Nigeria. Or else you wake up now and start acting, because we are very rest assured that there is no politician that can save Nigeria. There is none. They have not even able to save the problem that is in between their leg. You are talking about the problem that is facing Nigeria now. FULANI were not able to save themselves from being the number 4 most dangerous terrorist group. You think they are controlling Nigeria and they will be able to save Nigeria. Because even their own name, they are not able to save it until it is recognized globally, the number 4. So, and it's not any ethnic group in Nigeria that push them to that. They push themselves with the resources they have. So we must understand from the basis in which Dele Mohammed is speaking, because Dele Mohammed is seeing Nigeria for what Nigeria is today. That's what we make somebody of his profile to be coming out, to be bold enough as to speak what he's speaking. Because if you are seeing clearly, you will understand that speaking the truth as the state of Nigeria right now is to save many lives. Is to save many lives. Then lying as the politicians is to bring death, disaster upon so many lives. So our politicians will not listen, because when God told Noah that he's going to destroy the earth with water, politicians never listen. Are they going to listen today? They are not going to listen today. So there was never a time you will expect them to listen or take those advice. You know the reason why? Because so many people will be wondering why. The reason is because they have sold their soul to Fulanis. They have already submitted they are slave to Fulanis. They have already given out their life as to be a perpetual slave. Like I described in the Bible, on the 7th year, God gave the children of Israel order that they should release all their slaves. And any slave that decided not to be free at that point in time, they should open the ear of that slave, so that whosoever that see that slave will know that it is a slave that was given freedom but refuses the freedom. These people have done nothing. Look at now in democracy, since the creation of Nigeria till today, Nigeria has not made progress an inch. They keep running towards anarchy, because what Fulanis are waiting now is to declare the state of emergency. For some of you who are thinking they are going to hold election in Nigeria, they are not going to hold election in Nigeria. They are going to declare the state of emergency in Nigeria, and the Buhari and his kinmen will continue to rule. The presidency will continue to rule. If El-Rufai die, another person will step in. So that's what they are waiting. You think they are waiting to do election for you? You are a waste of time. Dele Mohammed has already said his own, so that the blood of people who is going to die with this Nigeria will not be required in his hand. That people should not say that he is a journalist, but he never tell anyone. He first of all in his program said that he is a true Christian, and he know what the book of Ezekiel said. I have made you a watchman over these people. If I send you any message to tell them and you refuses to tell them, they will die for their wickedness and their blood will be required in your hand. But if you send them the message and they die after hearing the message, then their blood will be required and you have saved yourself from their blood. So that is actually the action of Dele Mohammed. To haven't seen the whole thing and see where Nigeria is today, anybody who like the life of people, who says that he's not a bloodthirsty demon, should come out and speak the truth, and they support ESN, because they are the solution. We have discussed trouble too much. We have discussed so many trouble, so many problems. Now is the time to give solution to your people. If you're a governor, give solution to your people. You are fighting to use bigger resources to save the unity of the country, who have not saved your people. And your people will keep dying. Why should we do that? Because your primal duty should be securing life and the property of your own people. That is why you are created as a state. That is why you are created in a region. That before you can come out for the nation, you must first of all defend your people, the people of your state. We have come to that point which everybody is warning that Nigeria are heading to anarchy, that Nigeria are heading to crisis. Nigeria, we have come there, and they continue to lie to you guys that we are still going. Why? We are already in the bus stop. We are already in that bus stop. It's already happening. Everybody is resolving to self-help. Look at what happened to Bini. They have to be the one to go in to get the Fulanis. And those ones who are in the same religions with them are now giving sympathy to the treatment that are being treated to the criminal. But they are the one calling them criminal. They are the one who say they are bandits and terrorists. Now, when you give them bandits and terrorist treatment, they will still be the one to come and started crying. Like Rufai. You are chesting out the same people you say they are bandits. Somebody is actually trying to handle the situation, treat the people you call bandit as a bandit. You come back as Aisha Yusuf to start crying like a Sani who will stand in the Senate floor to render fire. Our people are dying. Now somebody articulate a solution and said we cannot watch our people die. Let's tackle these people who are the killers, who are the murderers. Now they are gaining your sympathy because you have never been sincere, because you have never been truthful. You are only doing your activities so that people will notice that activities are going on, but you know you are not sincere. You are not sincere. So our people, we have already at that bus stop. Dele Mohammed has confirmed it. Obadiah has confirmed it. So many people has confirmed it. We are at that point where we are only people that can save our community. So anybody that is not lining up with this arrangement of defending our people, onyanwa bu ekwensu pulumpi nisi, ekwensu pulumpi nisi na serve Fulanis. That is what they are. The blood-sucking demon. A report that is not only 1 month, report that has been for 6 years or even more of the killing of the Fulanis. Or our brother here who left, Oduduwa's son that left here now, was telling us for the 25 years, a particular town or village in Yoruba land has been experiencing this thing. Killing, raping. Now, wow. Imagine as that your wife they sweet you tire. How you go to feel say that your wife just go market another person how do you feel if it's that your lovely daughter that this thing is happening to? What emotion should you be having now? No, how emotion should you be having now that it is your son that are being macheted and killed by Fulanis? How will you be feeling?
Maz, let's take this clip. Kainazian Igbo.
Ihe gbasara open glazing and anti-open glazing law. Iwu aha ya emeela ya kemgbe 2018. Mana ịhụla la enforcement adịghị alaka. Enforcement dị laka federal agencies, police, army, navy, air force, civil defense. Ha niile laka federal government. But ọ bụrụ maka ime iwu anyị emeela kama o wedịrị ihe otu anyị si ahụ ihe a. Apart from iwu aha anyị mere, ndị mmadụ kwesịrị ịkọta na enwere iwu Nigeria megidere kidnap mmadụ. Na-abịa ya enwekwara iwu na-abịa si na kidnap mmadụ anyị egbu obi. Ịkọtala? Enwere iwu Nigeria megidere izu ihe mmadụ ma ọ anụmanụ ya ma ọ ihe ubi ya. Enwere iwu Nigeria megidere imebishi ihe mmadụ kụrụ n'ubi. Hafugodi nke aha anyị merela iwu nke anyị. Esila ị gaghị ime enforce iwu nke anyị. Megodi enforce iwu Nigeria. Onye ọbụla gbagburu that young man na anyị hụrụ na video. Iwu si na ndị ọrụ nchekwa ga-ejidere onye ahụ. Akwụgbuo ya, ekpe ya ikpe akwụgbuo ya. Megodi ya, ọ iwu Nigeria. Isi na ị gaghị ime nke anti-open grazing anya. Mee nke edela iwu Nigeria. So ihe a na-ebugharị akwa anti-grazing law, ọwụ nnọọ ka ala akọ. iwu dị ebe ahụ kama ebe anyị na-eleba anya wụ ndị na-eme enforce ha ekwele n'ume enforce and ndị a na-eme enforce ha anaghị arụrụ anyị ọrụ directly ọ na Abuja ka ha si anata ike ihe a niile ihe mere anyị si ka anyị fọm Homeland Security Watch ka ndị ka anyị ga-achịkwa ọhịa abịa n'ihi na anyị achọghị ihe ga-eme anyị na ndị bịara bịa nwee nsogbu onye ọbụla wee ezigbo mmadụ bịara ịbịa na-abịa iwuru ezigbo mmadụ anyị chọrọ ka ebe a na-abịa ka inwe ọganihu na-abịa mana ebere onye bịara igbu ndị abịa ọ bịara egbu m ga-egbu onwe ya ihe na mba dịkwa na-abịa.
Ndị Homeland Security Watch amalitela ọrụ
ha ebidola ọrụ
ha nwekwara uniform ha
nọ na uniform ha na-arụ ọrụ anyị nwekwara
n'ebe
community vigilante
n'ebe ka ha na-alụ ọrụ
anyị nwekwara
ebe
vigilante services I fuse into that Homeland Security
okpuru bed inye ha
edipụela ha ga-arụ ọrụ ha ga na-arụ ọrụ mana nke kacha mkpa bụ na ndị ime obodo ga-asa anya
ha na-alụ ọrụ ka ha na-alụ ọrụ
ịhụ onye na-ebi n'obodo
ha nọ n'okpuru bed na-alụ ọrụ
bi n'ọhịa o nwere ezigbo mmadụ na-ebi n'ọhịa ọwụ anụmanụ na-ebi n'ọhịa ya si n'ọhịa ahụ pụtakwa ụdọ gwa ya ka ọ ga-gosi gị ebe obi ga-elegharị anya lee ma o nwere egbe ma o nwere ihe ọjọọ o dosara ebe ahụ ọ na ọwụ onye
aka nkịtị
ka ọ ga-biri ebe ndị ọzọ bi onwe otu ị ga-esi abịa obodo anyị ga-aga abiri n'ime ọhịa
onye gba aka ọ na-eje ịchụ onye bụ egbe
agba aka achụ ihe na-ata alụ
ụmụ okorobịa ha baala ime ọhịa gaa lee ma o nwere ndị na-ekwesịghị n'ebe ahụ nọ ya kpọrọ ha ga-akpọnye ndị ọrụ nchekwa ka ndị ọrụ nchekwa mee nke dịrị ha. We should maintain vigilance maka na
ndị ọrụ nchekwa
anyị ji ebe gị ihe anyị ahụla otu herdsmen si ghọzie bandits otu bandits si ghọọ Boko Haram anyị achọghị ya anyị asịghị na onye ugwu ọbụla wụ onye ọjọọ mba anyị nwere ezigbo ndị ugwu bi ebe a o nwere ndị mụ na ha gara secondary school n'ezie ma high school wu ndị ugwu ọrụ papa ya na-akwada nchiki and ebe a ka papa ya nọ zụọ ha niile otu m si asụ Igbo otu o si asụ anyị chọrọ dị mmadụ
ya nwa ikwolo onye ugwu ndekpọ ya inyelu ya anya ọfụma
anyị chọrọ ndị ala eme ha bịa ebe a biri ha na-eme nke ọma ha anaghị egbu mmadụ anaghị egbu ha otu ndị ogbu ara ọbara ahụ abịakwala maka na ha abịa ihe dị na mba dịkwa na-abịa
mana ha nọ na-abịa kemgbe o tego ha bịalụ ị na-asị ha abịakwana
ndị mmadụ na-asị ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ na-asị ka steeti gọvanọs kwado ESN ikwetere na nke ahụ
ESN
Eastern Security Network nke ndị IPOB hibere
ngwa na ka onye ụya si ekwu okwu onye ụya na anọda wisin wike ọmaozi afa Nnamdi Kanu
South East
ihe ọbụla emere na mma ọ dị m mma onye ọbụla mere ihe within the law ọ dị m mma amachaghị m ndị nke anyị na-ekwu ọgwụgwụ ị na-ekwu ya ka m na ha eche ihe gbasara ha
onye ụya
Maazị Obadaya nọ na Kaduna malụ maka ESN gị nwa bụ onye bụ isi nọ n'ime gọọmenti nọ n'ime gọọmenti Okezi Ikpeazụ bọtị mara ndị bụ ESN
mba nwike asị Dele Muhammadu si Nnamdi Kanu ọ sị na ya amaghị onye a na-akpọ Nnamdi Kanu. I have not had ifugo ka ha si ndị na trust ha asị gị ha na-alụ ọlụ n'ebe ka ha na-alụ ọlụ n'ebe ka ịfụrụ ha ntụ na awụwọ asị okenye nekene okenye kpo ezinụlọ nọdụ kamera na-enyu ya ọ na-atụ asị ọcha asị nwatakịrị amụrụ tata ma na ị na-atụ stili i decide ya ka ịtụ asị ama.
Okay, Maazị, we have some people who say that they don't understand the Igbo language we are speaking, unfortunately.
I'm sorry.
And some of them are our fellow brothers, Biafrans. So we have to explain to them that we are talking about the interview is about security in Abia State. And he was saying that he hasn't heard about Eastern security, that they have already set up a security to guard, a homeland security that will guide Abia State. And, you know, it's very, very funny for somebody who is a government official to claim not to know Eastern Security Network. Mazi Solomon, is it because these people are so much intimidated by the Fulanis that they try to distance themselves from their people?
The position of the Hausas, they have already taken the position of the Hausas.
Not Hausa, the Fulanis.
No, I say they have already taken the position of Hausas that were conquered by Fulanis. Fulani connection. They are looking for Fulani connection. What make Mwike to kill Igbos in Obibo? Fulani connection. Because he want to prove to them, that he is not part of the agitation for Biafra. He want to prove
Mazi, is it possible that the Fulani give people assignment to prove for you to show your loyalty to us, to show your loyalty to Caliphate? You have to kill your people. You have to kill your people to prove to us.
You need to understand the reason. The reason is not because of gubernatorial seat. It's not about the position, the political position. It is all about personal ambitions, individuals' ambitions. Okay? That you know that Nigerians, that Fulanis, they are on their way to conquer the entire Nigerian. I said it early, that every connection is in their hand. You cannot be a governor of Anambra State, which they told you by election that it is the people of Anambra State who will choose who will lead them. But the people of Anambra State, they are still some people who their brain is not connecting with the service properly are telling you, Biafra should join political means to restore Biafra. You need hard network to get connected, because they said it in paper, in the open, in the camera. Anambra will choose their governor, but Anambra people will end up not choosing their governor, but the Caliphate will choose their governor. Even Ohaneze, Secretary General, Mietiala has to be the people to choose something that is peculiar to Igbos. It has nothing to do with any other, something that is peculiar to Igbos. Mietiala has to involve themselves. It's not Nigerian politics, so it is a cultural group that is personal to, that is very, very personal to Igbos. They have to involve themselves to make sure they chooses that they are the one who choose who lead you in that position. That is the systematical conquest. So all these people you are seeing right now, they are looking for connection, because that politics is their business, is the lucrative business. This man now, he might be a civil servant. He's waiting to be maybe councillor, or waiting to be chairman, or waiting to be governor, or waiting to be senator, or waiting to be a representative in one capacity or the other. But he cannot get it if he did not support Fulanis, because that is the game. The game of Nigeria has resolved that anybody who is not supporting Fulanis, Fulani conquest, you can't get nothing. You can't get nothing. They have given them example in Imo State. See how people who support Fulani can get position easily. That is just the point. So it's all about their own personal gain. It's all about their stomach. It's not that he's thinking of the interests of Anambra, Imo, or Abia, or anywhere. He's not thinking about the interest of the community which he come from. He's only thinking of his own interest, his own gain. What he's doing now, where should that thing take him to? That is what he's thinking. Because anybody that fought for their people are regarded as poor person who is not smart, person who is not clever. But they themselves, they are the one who are all these one who are lying in broad daylight. They are the one who are claiming to be clever. They are the one claiming to be smart, because they are supporting Fulani. So they are playing. They are telling you that they are playing that politics very well. Because Fulani does not understand that Nnamdi Kanu is his leader. But this man, he knows that Nnamdi Kanu is his leader. This man knows that Nnamdi Kanu is his leader because he's taking order from Nnamdi Kanu. As he's sitting there trying to lie to Hausa Fulani in the expense of his village, in the expense of his community. And that is what Fulani, as long as Fulani is concerned, Fulani knows that Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of this man. He knows. Those games you are playing, sheep game, you think, if Fulani allows you, they just allows you because it is not time. There is not time yet. Ikab orange, you know, when you are squeezing orange, if water is still there, you will be putting more muzzle. You will be liking the orange. Once water finish, you are just because they are using you now, not because you are smart, not because they are believing what you are saying or they are believing what you are confessing, but they feel see that you are still in a position to be used. That is why they are allowing you. Fulani knows you. And why we are educating our people that we don't know how many miles away that Fulanis are away from your thought and your imaginations, because they wash you, because they don't care. You are speaking those your grammar, that your grammar is not making sense to them. You think you are confused, you are convincing them. They will just be looking. They know what their agenda is. They know what they come to do. They have planned on a way to get it.
Mazi, so these people are like the Matthias that was murdered by like we saw in the clip, who denied his people. He said he's not a soldier, he's not a Biafra, in fact he's a Nigerian, but at the end of the day he was killed.
The same. When you will be doing those your lie like this man is doing, they will be watching you. They will be watching you. They know the truth. They know that you know the truth. And they are not believing those sheep lies that you are talking. They are just be watching you.
Because it's funny for somebody who is in government in Abia State to say you don't know about ESN. The Fulanis will be like, are you trying to take us for granted? Are you playing with our mind, or do you think we are stupid?
Yeah, that is what these people don't know. That man is claiming, I'm a smart. You see how I answer that question? Smart them. But the Fulani knows that you know that you are lying. You are not their problem because you are still a willing tool until they finish with you. Once they are done with you, then they will put you where they put others. Like as they are going around about Nigerian president, Igbo man to be a president, Fulani can never give you Igbo man president. But if there is any other things they want to achieve with your pursuit, ambition of becoming an Igbo, they will just leave you. You will be doing it. You will be doing it. Jonathan Goodluck, Obasanjo succeeded there because Obasanjo did their bid. Obasanjo worked for them full time. They hired him and they surrendered him. Would he made a mistake? He would have been a story of yesterday. It could have been a story. They hired him. You heard Ahmadu Bello say it, that what the Northerners do is that they will hire somebody to work for them. They hired Obasanjo, and Obasanjo worked for them full time. That's why they allowed it. And when Obasanjo finished, he gave them back the power. Yaradua come. Yaradua was on the set. This God who want to set Biafra free is the one who did not allow Yaradua to stay there for 8 years. His tenure was cut very short. He moved out from that very place because he's there to bid the bid of the Fulanis. And he went. And Good Luck was there, serving them 100% without minor, without plus.
That he couldn't even build a road to his village because he was busy serving Fulani.
Even the one I'm doing, also putting sand on the road to level it so that the road will be motorable. Jonathan did not do it. He served Fulanis. And he served Fulanis because he want to come back to power. Because if you don't serve them, you won't get it. He want to come back in the next year, after serving the tenure of
the first term, yes.
of Yaradua. He won the second term. He come back at the second term. He served them 100% because he want to come back in the his own second term. I think is that when Good Luck Jonathan was contemplating that when he come back the second term, he will be able to attend to his people. And they notice it. They notice it. That if we allow him to cross here, he might have one issue or the other with them.
He might become a saboteur.
He might become a saboteur to the bid of the Fulanis. So what did they do? They mobilize. Almost 50 to 40% of the Fulanis, they become suicide bombers. You think you are dealing with human beings? You think you are dealing with people? Now, this Western education has no solution to such things. What solution should Western education offer to somebody who has already made up mind to be a suicide bomber? For them to welcome a power, for them to welcome authority. That is how they behave. They don't play with you that way. They know the game and they are up to their game. So now that all their plans is boxed out everywhere, let nobody have mercy on them. I'm telling you, who are sympathizing with Fulani, good Fulani, bad Fulani, you don't need to save them from where they have brought themselves now. Nobody.
Solomon, we'll be winding down this in the next 10-15 minutes.
Exactly.
Which will be a complete 3-hour program. But we want to take this clip, the last clip, which is another takia in the making. Very, very important that we take this clip for our people to understand where we are at this point in time with the Fulanis in our land.
Onye soche Nyata Ala Cattle Breeders Association, Mpara South East, Alhaji Gedado Sidik, ekwena ndị zone a nkwa na ha ga-agaba n'iru na-asọpụrụ iwu ma na-erube isi n'ọdịnala na ihe eji wee mara ndị Igbo. Chibuzo Okoye na ebe ahụ ma wetere anyị ozi a ka anyị sonyere ya.
Ya bụ okwu mgbe ọ na-agwa ndị ebiesi okwu n'Ọka n'ebe ọ metụtara ya bụ nsogbu dịgasị aṅa ndị otu ha na obodo ụfọdụ dị na ala Naịjirịa na-enwe mere ka amata na ndị Igbo bụ ndị kacha bụrụ ezigbo mmadụ na-anabata ndị ọbịa ma agbawa n'ime obodo Naịjirịa ma kwezie nkwa na ndị otu ya ga na-edobe iwu niile ahụ na-achị obodo niile dị n'ala Igbo ya na irubekwara obodo niile nke ndị otu ha nọ n'ala Igbo isi. Alhaji Sidik, onye bụ onye ndu ndị Fulani na Anambra steeti, keneziri gọvanọ niile dị n'ala Igbo, ọkachasị gọvanọ Willie Obianọ, maka ka ha si gbaa mbọ wee tinyesia ihe ndị ahụ na-ebute udo na ibikọ n'otu dịka nwanne na nwanne n'etiti ha na ndị ha bi n'obodo ha dị iche iche na ala Igbo. Ọ kwere nkwa na ndị otu ha na-amazi imi n'ala nke ukwuu iji hụ na ha mmeminara ma menyụọ onye ọbụla anya bụ onye chọpụtara na ọ na-akpa mkpamkpa n'etiti ndị otu ha maka na ha achọghị ka onwe onye otu ha ọbụla ga-ebutere ha ajọ aha na ala Igbo. Site n'Ọka, aha m bụ Chibuzo Okoye maka akụkọ ụwa ABS.
Do you see how sweet his tone is? Mazi, go on.
Mazi, so they know that they have been breaking the law this while.
Yes, I told you, They know what they are doing. The only thing now is that is not the result they are getting is not what they planned, what they expected. They never expected what happened in the southeast, like ESN. They never expected it. I know whenever I raise the matter of IPOP, they will say, "I'll leave those people carrying stick. What can they do?" I know they have been underestimating everybody. The result they are seeing today, the backup of the government, is not what they expected that it will happen. The thing is turning around now. It's not what Fulani expected that is happening. That's why they are trying to change, to play good boy, to return again, and to give some people some impression and narrative that there is good Fulanis. Where are those good Fulani when the Fulanis are winning? When they are winning, when they are the one that are raping, killing, everybody is afraid of them. Benue people are crying, Kaduna people are crying, Owerri are crying, Imo are crying, Abia are crying, everywhere. Where is these good people? They have people who will now that we put eyes on the ground to fetch out the bandit and that. Why they haven't stood up to this responsibility long time as a good people? For you to know how wicked these people are, because they are seeing that people have changed the game for them. The thing that they are seeing is not what they expect.
Mazi, before the arrival of ESN, Fulani did not repent. We didn't see any remorse. We didn't see any coming to say, okay, since you people have been crying and complaining, let's see how we can change it. But immediately after the coming of ESN, the Fulani is now telling you that they want to, that in fact we want to play cool, we want to be good boys, we want to be good citizens. Is it the ESN that is influencing the change of tune of the Fulanis in the eastern region?
You don't know. ESN did the magic, because there is nothing like repented Boko Haram, repented Fulanis, or repented saboteurs. Because you know that it is the mistake that our leader made by accepting Obidio Obienu as a repented saboteur was the what give him an opportunity to also upgrade his sabotaging activities. You know, there is nothing like these people. They have mission. They have an agenda. You hear all the analysis who come here. Even Obadiah was saying that beyond the constitutional nation that you are running, there is an agenda of the Fulanis. There is an agenda of the Fulani, of which they are using the arm of the government. They are using the arm of the government to push the agenda, to push that very agenda. So now in the arrival of ESN, so now they are now claiming repentance, repented Boko Haram, repented herdsmen. Those are the people that will show you Chege. For you to accept these people and for you to claim that there's a single one of them that are good, those ones you will allow to say that they are good are the one that will show you Chege. Never you accept it. If they are good, where are they when you are dying? Where are they when you cannot step into your farm? Where are they with their government? Because they seize the whole access and resources of Nigeria is in the palm of their hand. Did you hear that man from Abia complaining that the people who will enforce the law, who will enforce the law of ban of open grazing, that the people that will enforce it, is in the hand of the federal government? The securities are not working for the state. They are not working for the local government. That's why they have to watch you die. They are working for the federal government. And then federal government are shielding the Fulanis that are committing the crime, pushing the agenda of the Fulanis by the way of delaying the activities that the security apparatus supposed to engage into. We know all these things. This their wayo. I have lived with them. They are my business. They have make me rich. They have given me business. I have worked. I know their trick, because you need to be cunning for you to work with. That's why I have to take this upon myself to educate our people. They are very, very cunning in nature as you are looking at them. That is why Takia work with them very fine. Very fine. If you believe in any cook and join stories that they are telling you, or you believe these people that they have bought over, you are going to face a heavy consequences.
Yeah,
because
man,
those men are not working for you.
we've seen that the Nigerian government, as a result of Fulani attitude, have never kept to any agreement. Even the agreement in Aburi was renegated as a result of yes.
They are the one that faulted it. They are the one that walk away when a national conference was organized. The Fulanis. Because when they walk away, even if you outside, if you want to advise them, they are your boss. They'll say, shh. And because you can't get connection without them, you keep quiet. Did Hausa wanted a restructured Nigeria? They do. Did they want that Aburi Accord to be implemented? They do. But who stopped them for not accepting it? It is the Fulanis. They go on. When they didn't go on agree, he agreed. When he come back, he get orders from Satueno or Sokoto. Never. And he immediately, all of them, the people of the Middle Belt, they are always being used by Fulanis by that means of conquest. During the Biafran War, the Fulanis, the majority of the Fulani, are they the soldiers? No. Who did they recruit? Middle Belt. The same way they recruited the Hausas and they fought against the Hausas and destroyed their kingdom.
The same way they are recruiting Wike today.
The same way they are recruiting Wike, recruiting Obiano, recruiting, they will know those figureheads in your communities. They will recruit them, sort them out. And those ones are blind to the agendas of the Fulanis. They will think we are still in one page playing politics without knowing that the action they are taking, they are using it to push their agenda. Before you will know it, you already overtake. Our people make will get sense. I must bring this come to the end of this very program on my own end here. So actually our people should take caution. I always come here to advise you. If you hear any more, because ESN has already taken over, they have already there to make changes. So you can hear more anytime because something there in their hand. You can hear more in the farm. When you hear more, please take cover. Don't struggle to video or to show what happened. Make sure you take cover. And if you have bulletproof, please wear them. If you have helmet, please wear them. Don't struggle to come out to know what is happening because something is happening already. So please don't just come out and die just like that. Be very, very careful. Make sure you have something to protect yourself. Make sure you have something to protect your family. Make sure you are aware of the environment where you are at any time, because something can happen at any time. Because in the onye nya na ndị mmụọ na-eri ife na-eji ogologo ngaji. Be very, very careful. There is no Fulani. Don't exaggerate any Fulanis in this. They have brought themselves to that very place, so they have to suffer it. They have to be the one there. The whole world knows that they are terrorists. Don't even try to justify them anywhere that there is any one of them that are good. Because where are the good ones? When they have to kill, when they have to kill you, when they have to kill your family and kill the villages and bring them to mass burial, where are those good ones? Where are those good ones when they have to kill Biafrans, open the womb of the pregnant woman for the child to see the light for the first time? They have to bring out that child and cut off the head. Our people were slaughtered like animals. Where are the good Fulanis? Why are they not speaking out? Why are they not coming forward? That shows you no single one of them that is good. It's only when the battle is against them, they will now engage with Takia. But when they are winning, every one of them, they will come together and they stay together. Both the one in the government, the one in the house, the one in the bush, they will all be together when they are winning. But when it's turning against them, they are coming to tell us now that there are some that are good and some that are not good. Don't believe that lie. Until I come your way again on Wednesday, Patrick will choose to bring me. My name remains Solomon Peter. Remain blessed as a Biafran. And don't forget to support ESN. They need your support financially, morally. If you are in the government, independent. Come out boldly. You have people that have already laid down their life for you. Why are you still afraid? Come out and say what they needed. Say out what needed to be done. Anything that needed to be done as to support the operation of ESN, come out boldly. Your people will be behind you. Nothing will happen to you. Okay? So support ESN, come boldly. That's what we need to address the problems of the Fulanis as we are marching into Biafran independence. God bless you. Bye.
Thank you very much, Mazi Solomon. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening. Hello, Biafrans. I want to say thank you for the time you've given to me. We spent 3 hours already, and it's my pleasure to be your host. I'm happy that you took your time. Your patience is appreciated. And I say we'll be seeing you hopefully tomorrow. My name is Mazi Patrick DK. I want to say have a wonderful night, wonderful morning, wonderful evening, afternoon, wherever, based on your time zone. God bless you all in the name of Chukwuokike Abiama. Thank you and God bless you.
Imana nwata chọba nke ya abọbụ ya ajọ mmadụ mana nke nwa ka nwa na-achọ Chukwuokike bụ ị na-asụ Chukwuokike so ga-eje n'onwere ife ndị ya ga-eme ebe fa na-egbutere gị n'operation fighter dance n'onwere ife ọzọ fa ga-eme maka na ọchọ nke adị enwe ilo ụmụ Igbo ka ịchọ ọnụ ka anyị ọ sị na ya marọ emesịa aka na ị ga-amarịli emesịa aka na ị ga-aghọta ndị ọcha achasị bute ọcha ha achasị bute nke ji ụlọ na Igbo erika ndị ji ni maka ibi ego wele kwụsị ụmụnne ba unu godu ma na agwa ụmụ Igbo ka ịchọ ọnụ ka anyị ka ịchọ ọnụ ka anyị ụmụ Igbo ka ịchọ ọnụ ka anyị ka ịchọba n'oke anyị ụmụ Igbo ka ịchọba n'oke anyị onye jizi na nwanne ya je politiks ka ịchọ ọnụ ka anyị onye jizi na nwanne ya jalụ mgbele ka ịchọ ọnụ ka anyị na-alụgo ka ịchọ ọnụ ka anyị nke mụ bụ nke mụ ka anyị bụ ka anyị nke mụ bụ nke mụ ka anyị bụ ka anyị Ajabano